Security expert who said that essentially the Iranian regime did have to respond because otherwise it risked looking weak and being humiliated in front of its own people.
Correspondent Margaret Brennan.
It appears that attack by Iran has been concluded, though we haven't yet heard that there won't be further attacks later.
Iran says it targeted the base because it was outside of populated areas. CBS News Special Report, I'm Matt Piper.
Governor Kemp is reassuring Georgians as tensions rise in the Middle East.
The governor backs President Trump's decision to strike nuclear targets, calling it an action of defense. But he doesn't think the administration will do much more, depending on Iran's reaction.
They do not want troops on the ground in a extended war in the Middle East. We've been there and done that.
Kemp confirms he's been briefed along with other officials by Homeland Security.
Just making sure that people are aware of things like cyber attacks in these type situations.
The governor says he doesn't want Georgians to be overly worried, but says if you see something suspicious, report it. Jennifer Perry, 95.5 WSB.
94 degrees in Atlanta. Tomorrow could be the hottest day of the year so far. Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. A Kennesaw State University student is killed in a shooting inside an off-campus apartment.
Police were called to the Bixby Apartments on Busby Parkway, and they say the suspect, identified as 22-year-old Anthony Lockett, fired multiple shots.
An argument inside of a Bixby apartment led to gunfire that left one man dead and another woman injured.
Cobb Police spokesman Aaron Wilson says another person in the apartment returned fire after Lockett began shooting. 24-year-old Jalen Parker died. The female victim, 40-year-old Antoinette Hammonds, is the mother of the suspect. She's now in stable condition at the hospital. Her son in custody, charged with murder. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
Marietta police say two separate shootings in April are connected and gang-related. Officer Chuck McPhillamy says there's no danger to the public.
We would like to clarify for the public that these were not random incidents, that these were two different non-traditional hybrid gangs that were in some sort of a dispute or rift with each other.
A teen arrested in one of the shootings has now been linked to the other shooting. They've also arrested 3 adults. 4 people were shot, including 2 teenagers. The Paulding County Sheriff's Office investigating after a teenager was found shot to death. The shooting victim, 19 years old. He was found shot to death in an area off Eagles Nest Drive in Hiram. On one of the hottest days of the year, there's an air conditioning outage impacting all police and court administrative services in the city of Brookhaven. All services are currently suspended. If you had a court date scheduled, a notice will be sent to you by mail. It is now 3:03. The Von Hessler Doctrine begins in less than 2 minutes. Right now, live team coverage of traffic and weather. In the 24-hour traffic center, it's Alex Williams.
Got our slow spots around the metro area, Bill. First one's going to be 285 southbound, the inner loop into Cobb County. That's filling in between Dorville and Clarkston from Buford Highway down to Highway 78, the Stone Mountain Freeway. 285 southbound, the outer loop over on the west side. Earlier, big rig crash cleanup continues off to the right below South Atlanta Road exit 16, causing a few delays. And downtown, you're already packed in southbound from the 85-400 merge down toward Cortlandt Street, with northbound delays also starting to get a bit heavier. It's from University Avenue on 75-85 northbound. Not going to find much relief to that till you get up past Peachtree, Pine Street. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Partly cloudy, hot today, high 94, lows tonight in the mid-70s. Even hotter for tomorrow with partly cloudy skies, high 98. Wednesday, partly cloudy with an isolated pop-up storm, high 97.
It's 95 in Norcross and in Powder Springs, 92 in Union City. More news at 3:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
These people just make noise and basically waste our time.
Dear members of the media and the public, I welcome you.
Live from the heart of Neocon America, Hour 1 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now. I am your lovable, huggable radio chat host, Eric Von Hessler. The other voices you hear are the Doctrinaires. Man of 1,000 voices, Tim Andrews. Lady of 184.7 characters, Autumn Fisher. The man behind the glass, George Clark. And the handsomest producer in all of producery, Jared Yamamoto.
I'm looking at some of these photos from the big Bezos, Lauren Sanchez wedding. You look good in the foam party, man. Look at you partying. That's why you were out last week for so long.
Well, Rubio was busy, so I had to. They subbed me in as a foam dancing fool, which I am known as. I just want to let people know this is going to be, the people who know this show know what this means. It's going to be one of these shows.
I'm in the dance band on the Titanic. Sing near my God to thee. The iceberg's on the starboard bow. Won't you dance with me?
Do I have opinions? Of course I have opinions. But we are still going to try to do our show and, try to respond to the absolute ridiculous nature of our country, our leadership, and everything from all sides. The leaders, those who tell us about our leaders, those who ingratiate themselves to our leaders, the 937 different stories we've been told about why happened over the weekend.
Nothing happened.
Yeah, apparently nothing. Yeah, nothing. It's if I was going to buy it all, so apparently without any provocation whatsoever, you can drop huge bombs on a country, and don't be an idiot. That doesn't mean you're declaring war.
Absolutely not.
No, it's only an idiot would think that means you're declaring war. I mean, it serves our purposes for you to not think we're going to be in a war with Iran. So let's not tell people that we are in a war with Iran, because we haven't come up with the other 327 different stories we're trying to tell the American people about how all of this went down. But I do want to say this, and we are going to fight like hell to have a show that has humor and fun, and because if I'm going to piss people off, that's the way I want to piss them off. You're not going to be able to talk about these things without pissing some people off, so you have to choose as a host which part of the audience do I want to piss off.
Hey, I'm angry, but I think it's funny.
Okay, well, the ones without a sense of humor, the ones who believe that the way they see the world is so important no one should ever challenge, especially through the use of humor. Those are the people I choose to piss off, so we will do the best we can to target it. Ha-ha, surgical strikes. Now, I'm the host, so if the host equals the president, then other doctrinaires may show up and completely contradict me, and then I'll contradict them. And then you, as listeners, should decide that we're all on the same page.
Tinsley Gabbard?
Is that how it's happening? Yes,
Tinsley Gabbard.
But I do want to say right off the top that probably I'm not going to be as harsh as people would expect me to be, because... well, I don't know. Maybe I will be.
Are you changing your stance?
No. I'm just saying that I don't want the show to be a radio show version of Michael Moore in the early 2000s. I don't want that. But I also think it's very important that the audience knows that I'm being straight with them. The audience should also know that, unlike most people in this country, I do think it's okay to disagree with me without becoming one of the worst people who's ever lived. I'm not going. If you disagree with me, I'm not going to say, "Oh, well, you're the problem." Disagreeing with me doesn't make you the problem, and whether you know it or not, people disagreeing with you doesn't make them the problem. That might sound like heresy in America 2025, but it's 100% correct. So I just want to say that the reason that I probably won't be ranting as much as people might expect is the understanding that I know that my opinion does not matter, and your opinion does not matter. We, all of us in this country, live on those pig butchering data farms where they're like somewhere like in Asia somewhere, but the people that do them, pig butchering is this when you convince somebody to give all your money.
Okay.
They befriend somebody online, maybe a widow, a widower, and then after a while they're like, hey, I just made these great investments, and they get and these stories out there, pig butchering, where these old people give up the last $25,000 they had. Well, it turns out you want to hate the people who did it, but they're indentured servants. They've been picked up from other places. They're putting these. So think of that kind of indentured servant. That's what we all are. We all work on basically, I'll call it a work farm that is run by neocons. It's called the United States of America. It's a work farm that is run by neocons. And there's not just not just one guy at the top or one gal at the top. There's a master class of people. And that master class of people will do whatever they decide to do with a world that they look at as a chessboard. That and you know who wins the most at chess? That's the most clever people. And what the neocons know more than anything is that they know more than you, that they are more clever than you. And they almost look down and a little bit sad when you don't agree with them, because it's just so very obvious how much less intelligence you have than them. For a neocon, the reason they believe what they believe is they've been educated up to a point to where you couldn't see it and not believe it. Now, the problem is they've never been right about anything. Maybe this will be the first thing they're right about. That's always a possibility. But as people who have taken us into action, they have never won anything. What they tell us at the beginning of these foreign actions has never one single time ever turned out to be true. So you would think they would have been fired and out of this position for so long ago, but there's a reason that hasn't happened. They may not be as smart as they think they are, but they are probably more powerful than they even know. Because it doesn't matter if you vote for a Republican president or a Democrat president or anything. It turns out presidents have very little to do with what the adventurism around the globe is going to be. So there's a joke out there right now, no matter who you vote for, you get John McCain. And John McCain is not with us any longer. So
I'm here, my friend.
In spirit. I would say whoever you vote for, you get Lindsey Graham. Seems how he's still walking.
How you feel today? You feel good about with the ordering around? No, I'll drop little missiles on them.
I know you feel wonderful.
I do.
I just want to say that on this neocon work farm, that the rest of us are indentured servants. And our job is to try to work off that $36 trillion of debt that we all currently labor under. And don't doubt that national debt number would be a lot lower if we hadn't been involved in endless neocon wars since the early 2000s. But the most important thing, again, I keep coming back to, your opinion does not figure into any of these decisions. You just keep your mouth shut while your standard of living continues to sink, and these lunatic neocons steal, the only word I will use, steal more and more of your hard-earned money to pay for all of their crackpot military adventurism. And the best part, ladies and gentlemen, the best part is potentially to come. The next step is that the neocons come for your children through a national draft. You see, that's when you're really going to know that your opinion doesn't matter. When these bastards, like their predecessors in the Vietnam War era, will make it known that your children don't belong to you. They belong to them. If this war just takes another step or two in escalation, conscription is coming, and coming soon. So once again, your children can be murdered by your government in yet another preemptive Middle East war. Now, that's my opinion. And if you disagree with that, that's perfectly fine with me. It may not be fine with you because, again, this is America 2025 and a disagreement means the other side's evil. I get it. I'll take that. But what I want you to really walk away with right now is to understand that everyone, I guess including myself, that is commentating on what's happened over the weekend in Iran is trying to pitch you on their point of view. When you see people, including myself, I got to throw myself in there. Anybody who's saying why this is good, why this is bad, what the logic of this is, all of them, think of them as like salespeople who knocked on your door and they're trying to sell you a Fuller brush or something. They're all and this is the reason I know this is because it is not possible to know what's going to happen next. No one knows what's going to happen next. And it starts with, so everybody's trying to will their point of view into existence. You know, starting with the president. Do you have when he says he obliterated? Now, when he says the whole place was obliterated, This was what, an hour and a half, 2 hours after it happened? I'm going to tell you something that you need to know. It was not humanly possible for any human being to know whether or not that site had been obliterated or not 2 hours after it happened. It's just not possible. So, we start with that nonsense.
Tonight I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated.
Let's stop right there.
Iran.
All right, so are you going to hold him to that? Remember this, if those facilities were completely and totally obliterated, I know the English language, there's no wiggle room there. So number one, there would be no reason for Israel or the United States to take any more, there should be no more bombs dropped on any military or nuclear sites after something has been completely and totally obliterated. But as I've told you, and you've either accepted or pushed back on because you love Trump so much, there was no way to know that when that was stated. And, we kind of been through the whole tariff thing. I think we're picking up on this, on how this works. Another thing I haven't heard many people talk about is the absurdity of when he makes the announcement, having his 3 backup dancers behind him.
Look at Taylor Swift.
Staring and nodding like,
yeah, J.D. Vance. That's right. Is it because...
well, look out Taylor Swift. I mean, I've got my own, the best backup dancers, and besides Marco Rubio, he learned all of his moves during those foam parties.
Oh, yeah, he was there. He was, the Miami foam parties.
They say it's him. It looks like him.
So, yeah, he's got his backup dancers there, J.D. Vance, Marco Rubio, Pete Hegseth. You get that idiotic moment where Hegseth and Marco Rubio are fighting for a position to get closer to Trump, and and I've heard people say that it was kind of odd. Usually when that happens, it's usually from the Oval Office, resolute desk. President looks into a camera, looks into the eyes of the American people, tells them why. There's when the president's alone at the desk, there's a Truman-esque thing that comes across. It says, I own this. This is about me. And I've seen people talk about how ridiculous it was to have them behind him as backup dancers, but no one I know has figured out. I mean, I haven't heard this yet, but it's very obvious to me. The reason that other presidents have been alone when they spoke to the American people after action like this is because they're taking it on for themselves. The reason that Trump showed up with his 3 backup dancers is he might as well have just at some point gone, and if this all doesn't work, it was their fault. That's what they're for.
Don't you see the sign on my desk? It says the meme coin stops here.
That's exactly right. So, I mean, it just doesn't matter. The intelligence agencies run the country, and with the other intelligence agencies in the West or our allies in the West, they all work together, all right? So you've got basically intelligence agencies and billionaires run the country. Not most people in the intelligence agencies are not billionaires, but they have more power than the billionaires because the intelligence agencies have all the dirt on the billionaires. And if you don't think that happens in American history, take a stroll down J. Edgar Hoover Lane. So that's where that's where that is, and the billionaires and who fund this stuff, and the intelligence agencies that get into none of this makes any sense. Tulsi Gabbard, under oath in front of Congress, like 2 months ago, said that the assessment of the intelligence agencies is that they're not trying to get a bomb. Now, is that right or is that wrong? I don't know because I'm not there and neither do you. But don't take the line of, Tulsi Gabbard. That was not her opinion. You see how easily these things can be? That was not Tulsi Gabbard's personal opinion. That was the assessment of all of the intelligence agencies up to that point. So you say, Eric, well, we had to do it because they were so close to getting a nuclear bomb. And my only response to that would be, so who told you that? Same people who told me that Saddam had weapons of mass destruction. So my question is, why in the hell do you believe anything from these people? I don't even know. It could be like a stop clock is always right twice a day. Maybe they're right this time. My question to you is, why in the hell would you believe anything as far as assessments? Really? Are you going to allow yourself to be convinced that we had to do this preemptively? Because if we didn't, we all would have been, that's the exact same argument for Iraq. I mean, holy cow, take it behind the scenes and tweak it a little bit. Nope. So there's no logic. There's no logic here whatsoever. And I know some people in MAGA want to push back, but that's not likely to happen. When you look at, I think maybe do we have it where Pete Hegseth is talking? This was just stunning to me. Is this when he's supposed to be, basically he's just there doing a press conference. All he's supposed to do is basically, as Secretary of Defense, tell you how this was done, what munitions were used, how the operation went down, blah, blah, blah.
So it becomes how wonderful the president is.
Honestly, we live in a weird country, ladies and gentlemen, where these people in the administration know that every time they're on TV, they had better kiss some ass if they want to keep their job.
The operation President Trump planned was bold, and it was brilliant, showing the world that American deterrence is back. When this president speaks, the world should listen. And the U.S. military, we can back it up. The most powerful military the world has ever known. No other country on planet Earth could have conducted the operation that the chairman is going to outline this morning.
Yeah, that's great. But the question is, did it do
close.
anything? We don't even know.
And he's handsome as can be.
I think that was a translation from a North Korean broadcast.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
I don't think
our dear great leader,
Hamida.
I'm hoping. I'm looking at what's going on with the missiles being fired toward our bases over there, and it looks to me like a little bit of performance stuff. Qatar was informed. We've already moved our people. We better have. I've heard that we've moved our people out of harm's way. We better have done that. If they didn't do that, then that's just disgraceful. So it's kind of looking like maybe a little bit of a showy response as opposed because, the pictures we're getting from Tel Aviv are the only ones we're allowed to be seen by the Israeli government, and they don't look good. So Tehran is still tearing apart Tel Aviv, which means to me they could, even though we've moved our personnel, they could have torn apart some bases. They chose not to. They threw up the missiles that are pretty easily taken down. This is a way to let their people know that they're
still fighting.
They're fighting and they're doing something, and that's what you want to be happening.
They didn't use their hypersonic missiles that they've been using sparingly in Israel.
Well, the way they do it in Israel, the way they beat the Iron Dome is they take the missiles from 30 years ago that aren't that good, and they send a bunch of them at the same time. That acts as a decoy for the Iron Dome, and then they have a limited amount of very, very accurate, very modern missiles. And so they use those to scatter the Iron Dome, and then they get the modern missiles in to actually hit some very large targets, which surprisingly either weren't protected or they couldn't protect. They hit a very large hospital last week, which you would just be surprised that Israel was not able to. This is a hospital that has like not 1 million people at once in it, but serves like 1 million people, and they were not able to protect it from Iranian missiles. So I will say that I feel kind of good that this looks like a show business response by Iran so far. They know that they're not going to kill Americans because they're not there, and they know that these are the missiles that are easily taken down. They want to put on a show for their own people. They're not getting pushed around. Hopefully that's where it is, because I think Putin is telling them to do that, because I think what Putin is telling them is you may be angry and you may want to kill a bunch of Americans, but once you do that, then it's all-out war. If you just kind of sit right where you are, there's no United Nations charter that says you were wrong. Like, if you can just sit there and just kind of make it through these next few days, you're going to be the victim in the eyes of the world. Now, that may sound like something that American ears can't even begin to understand, but the media has not told Americans how alone the United States and Israel have been for the last, year and a half on what they're doing. And I'm not going to try to convince you anything. You can look it up. Go look at United Nations votes on all of these things. Now, United Nations, the United Nations, but it can give you a temperature on where, basically it's just when it comes to voting in our favor, it's Israel, us, and a bunch of micronations that we pay to be on our side. Nobody of any large importance at all.
Thank you, Tonga.
Yes, exactly. Yes. The coalition of the willing, if you will.
Right, but you heard what our vice president said. This is not a war against Iran. This is what it really is.
First question, Mr. Vice President, is the United States now at war with Iran?
No, Kristen, we're not at war with Iran. We're at war with Iran's nuclear program.
Oh, my God. Can we get dictionaries and thesauruses?
I got it. I understand.
I bet you did, Mr. President.
So you really are a change agent. So you could just bomb the bejesus out of a country that did nothing to bring that on.
The big, beautiful bomb.
It's a
big, beautiful bomb.
But it's not war. I did see the fireball.
Wow, what a beautiful fireball.
Is that how you knew you had obliterated him? Was that your intelligence that you had obliterated?
I saw that. Look at all the rubble.
Yeah.
Beautiful rubble. The big, beautiful bomb.
So if Iran came and just attacked the CDC and left, you'd be okay with that, right?
I think I'd be fine with that.
Strangely enough, you might be. I don't think you would be.
You know the best part about hot weather is walking into a cool, comfortable house, right? Dave Baker here for Coolray Heating and Cooling. Summer is here. Don't let HVAC problems ruin your fun. Coolray is offering up to $2,250 in rebates and free installation with the purchase of a complete home carrier system. Ready to stay cool this summer? Visit Coolray.com to book your appointment today and keep your home cool and comfortable all summer long. Coolray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
Here at Massey, we know a thing or two about bugs. We've been keeping pests out of homes for almost 100 years. Our customized pest prevention program keeps bugs outside, in their home, not yours. Because when we prevent pests from getting in, we protect health, home, and family. Make your home a Massey home. Schedule your free inspection today at MasseyServices.com. Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
The Guaranteed Offer from Mark Spain Real Estate's the easiest way to sell your home. You can save time, make the most money, and eliminate the hassle this summer. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
Right now, Beaver Toyota of Cumming is loaded with fresh inventory, and they're offering huge savings, low financing, and all the Beaver benefits. See them on the web at beavertoyotacumming.com. The Toyota Tundra from Beaver Toyota of Cumming, the official truck of the Home Fix-It Show.
You're by the pool.
You're relaxing.
You're sipping a drink.
Someone brings you a towel.
Adjust the umbrella.
Sound like a fantasy?
It's not if you win $1,000 from WSB.
$1,000 Thursdays begins this Thursday.
Listen for the keyword at 9, 10, and 11 a.m. and 12, 1, 2, and 3 p.m.
Enter the keyword at WSBRadio.com or the WSB app within that hour, and you could win $1,000. Get all the info at WSBRadio.com.
$1,000 Thursdays
from 95.5 WSB.
Where Atlanta wins.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic,
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 3:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by Vincent Financial. Our top story, Iran fires missiles at a U.S. air base in the Middle East.
A CBS News special report. Qatar now says the security situation there is stable following an Iranian missile attack that targeted a U.S. base. It was in retaliation for American attacks on Iran nuclear sites. But, says CBS News national security contributor Sam Vinograd,
Iran has a long history of attacking U.S. military facilities in the region, so to a certain extent, we expected this moment. The unknown question at this time is whether this is it, or if Iran is planning to escalate further.
Our Holly Williams is in Iraq.
This could potentially spiral out of control into a bigger regional war. We know that many countries here in the Middle East were deeply concerned by the U.S. strikes against Iran, even Saudi Arabia, Iran's arch rival.
CBS's Olivia Gazis from the Pentagon.
Time will tell whether this is an opening volley or the extent of the response. We knew something had to come.
At this time, officials say there are no reports of U.S. casualties. CBS News special report. I'm Matt Piper.
And oil prices are dropping after what's considered Iran's restrained retaliation against the U.S. That sends stocks higher. Investors, though, warn any more aggression from Iran, Israel, or the U.S. could spook markets again. At this hour, the Dow is up more than 317 points. Shots are fired at an off-campus apartment complex near Kennesaw State University, killing a student.
An argument inside of a Bixby apartment led to gunfire that left one man dead and another woman injured.
Officer Aaron Wilson with Cobb Police says the suspect is 22-year-old Anthony Lockett. He fired several shots, killing 24-year-old Jalen Parker. Someone else in the apartment also fired shots, injuring the suspect's 40-year-old mother. She's now in stable condition. Lockett is charged with murder and aggravated assault. It is now 3:32. This news is sponsored by George Stein, Steel Horse Law. Time for live team coverage of traffic and weather in the 24-hour traffic center. It's Alex Williams.
Good afternoon, Bill. Seeing the brake lights, 285 westbound through Sandy Springs on the outer loop leaving Georgia 400. They blocked and reopened all lanes at New Northside Drive. Powers Ferry Road exit 22 got a stall off to the right, but really jams up now toward Riverside Drive exit 24. We'll see if there's anything adding to those delays. 285 east and southbound, the inner loop jammed up between Doraville and Clarkston from Buford Highway down to Highway 78, the Stone Mountain Freeway. Crash cleanup continues on the west side of 285 southbound at just before South Cobb Drive exit 15. That's earlier Big Rig crash. It's off to the right, and it's all brake lights through downtown southbound from the 85-400 merge down to I-20. Northbound stacks in 75-85 northbound University Avenue up past Peachtree Pine Street. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Partly cloudy and hot today, high 94, lows tonight in the mid-70s. Tomorrow, potentially the hottest day so far this year with a high of 98 and a partly cloudy sky. An isolated pop-up shower can't be ruled out on Wednesday, high 97.
Right now it's 94 in Mableton, 96 in Peachtree Corners, and 91 in Stockbridge. More news at 4 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Here's what you'll get at Wolfpan European Auto Repair in Roswell. Honest pricing, factory-trained certified technicians, and real car lovers working on your Porsche, BMW, Audi, Mercedes-Benz. Just search Wolfpan Auto Repair and see the difference.
What is All Care? All Care is expert urgent care and primary care under a single roof, offering convenience and continuity for your healthcare needs. All Care is a team of physicians and clinicians who know you and your medical history, so they can provide the personalized care you deserve. And with both family and immediate care services offered 7 days a week, All Care means seeing your doctor on your schedule. 15 convenient locations, same-day appointments, and walk-ins welcome. Remember, urgent care plus primary care equals All Care. Learn more at allcare-ga.com.
Your friends at Steel Horse Law are motorcycle injury lawyers who ride. They've mastered safely riding our Georgia roads, and they've mastered the unexpected twists and turns of Georgia law. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler for Steel Horse Law, the Stein and Karen Law Group. With all the changes in Georgia law, you need the most experienced local motorcycle injury law firm to protect your rights. You can trust them on the road and in the courtroom. Get a free case evaluation at steelhorselaw.com.
Hi, I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell, and for over a decade, I've trusted America's best choice for windows, doors, siding, and decks. They've built their reputation on quality craftsmanship and honest pricing, and I've seen firsthand how they put customers first. That's why I proudly certify them for windows, doors, siding, and decks. And with ABC's 3-way warranty, which includes my $10,000 Make It Right guarantee, you can invest with confidence.
Spring is the perfect time to update your home, and America's Best Choice makes it easy with these spring specials. Highest quality, energy-efficient windows starting at just $299. Take 10% off a new deck and create the outdoor oasis of your dreams. Enhance your home's curb appeal with limited-time spring pricing on siding and doors. No pressure, no gimmicks. Visit abcwin.com today to schedule your free consultation. America's Best Choice. Quality you can trust, prices you can afford.
Hey, if you got weekend plans, make sure your home is ready for them. I called Wise Guys Pro Wash and boom, the house, driveway, and patio were spotless. They even cleaned the roof. I didn't even have to be home. They are truly professionals using the top equipment in the industry, and their soft washing kept my home safe and damage-free, and the results, incredible. Wise Guys has more than 2,000 5-star reviews, and I know why now. So mention me, Chris Chandler, for $70 off your next service. Book today at wiseguysprowash.com.
A few more words on what went down over the weekend in our attack on Iran. And I hope that you hope that I'm wrong in my analysis of this, as I do. Because I hope that the things that I think, the potential ramifications of this, I'm hoping that I am completely off the mark. I've never hoped that I'm going to be wrong more than I'm hoping for it now. I'll be honest with you, but I'm also honestly hoping that I'm wrong. But I can only tell you what I see. And remember, this guy was he was a neocon. He was the neocon basher. This Trump. He wasn't going to get us into these foreign wars in the Middle East or.
Well, look, mission accomplished.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. You know, there's memes out there. There's memes out there where your face is half you and half George W. You're morphing into George W. Bush.
No, don't say something like that, because I got to tell you, that guy was a warmonger, a terrible neocon warmonger.
Yeah,
Why didn't you take the war? I mean, I came out against Iraq unless you're going to keep the oil, which they wouldn't do, and that was dumb.
Yeah. So you don't like these neocon warmongers, but
No,
you just
that's
did.
ridiculous.
You just did exactly what they've been wanting to do for 35 years.
I just want you to know that when we talk about war, we're really talking about peace.
You've lost Antonio Brown.
I don't care about Antonio Brown. He lost himself 5 years ago.
He was one of your biggest
That's
supporters
okay,
in the
that's
campaign.
okay. And I want to do this, okay? This crusade, this war on terror, it's going to take a while, okay?
Yeah, you see, you're sounding just like George W. Bush now. You understand that?
I want every American to know that families is where our nation finds hopes, where wings take dream.
Okay, now you're actually falling into his malaprops.
These are not malaprops. These are magaprops.
Okay, well, fine. It's fine with me.
And by the way, the Iranians, you know what they did? They misunderestimated me.
Okay, all right, but you're not George W. Bush.
And when they said, "Sir, do you want to bomb Iran?" I said, "Well, I am the decider, and I'll decide."
Have you been taken over?
What is best?
Has the spirit of George W. Bush actually just invaded your body?
Look, I slept in the Bush bedroom, and I don't know what happened. I know that the human being and the fish can coexist peacefully.
You're just saying the same stupid things he did.
And rarely is the question asked, is our children learning? One last thing. I know how hard it is to put food on your family.
You're just now going through all of the Bushisms.
There's an old saying in Tennessee.
Oh, no.
I know it's in
Does this
Texas.
have something to do with the Iran hit?
No, probably in Tennessee, that says, "Fool me once, shame on you, shame on you. Fool me, you won't get fooled again."
You're like, I got a shoe if you want to throw it at him.
I don't think he'd be as agile. I think it would hit him right in the head.
By the way, if we end up having a draft, I hope we take Shedeur Sanders in the first round, because he deserves it. He's great. He's a good guy.
He and his fathers. Fathers are good.
That's right.
Yeah, he spoke out against the neocons, spoke out against Victoria Nuland. What's Victoria Nuland doing these days? Let's check in on her. Oh, she's having a good old time. She's having a great time. Okay, all right, Victoria. Glad you're enjoying yourself.
She knows what to do to take on terror.
Lindsey Graham's got his favorite male sex doll out. They're all just having...
Now, hang on a second. When are you talking about my Zez doll?
Zez doll.
Your Zez doll.
Well, my Zez doll's name is Jeff the Jackhammer. And I was going to call him Donald, but I figured I might upset our dear leader.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't want to get involved.
do that.
in
You
anything
don't
like
go
that.
that far.
Of course, if we go after Iran, we got to just drop all the biggest bombs we can find and missiles that are so huge that got to get in them tight little caves.
Uh-oh, you're getting Victoria Nuland all excited again. Come on, please.
She understands there's a nuclear threat.
You're even saying nuclear like Bush.
A nuclear threat. I'm the
Ladies and
compassionate
gentlemen,
conservative.
Yell at each other, yell at your neighbors, have fun with the culture wars, but no matter who you elect, the neocons will decide our foreign policy. And you thought preemptive wars were over in the Middle East? Are you kidding me?
We're just starting.
We're just
Let's
getting-
go.
Really?
Yesterday, I took a pile of shrapnel and put it at John McCain's gravesite. I knew that made him happy.
Boy, oh boy, these are good-looking guys.
Another thing that probably isn't going to help us in the future is that we actually used negotiations with Iran as cover for a surprise attack. So after you do that, why does Russia believe anything you say during a negotiation? When J.D. Vance shows up and says we're into negotiation, so Iran should believe that the next round is real negotiation.
Peace
and
through strength,
not
Eric.
another cover. But you can't use it as cover, Jared. Peace through strength is one thing, not applicable in this situation. You can't, if you negotiate and you use that as a tactic so that the people let their guard down so that you can attack them by surprise, that may work very well, but only exactly once. It will never work again. It will only work once. So that hand has been played, and the stories coming out. I mean, if you're supporting this from Trump, I would ask you which one. Which story are you, that it's regime change, that it's not regime change, that which one? This is a smash up of J.D. Vance, Marco Rubio, and Pete Hegseth on the Sunday morning shows, sent out there specifically for one reason, to let everyone know that this wasn't about regime change.
Take a listen.
Our view has been very clear that we don't want a regime change. We do not want to protract this or build this out any more than it's already been built out. We want to end their nuclear program, and then we want to talk to the Iranians about a long-term settlement here.
So this mission was a very precise mission. It had 3 objectives, 3 nuclear sites. It was not an attack on Iran. It was not an attack on the Iranian people. This wasn't a regime change move. This was designed to degrade and or destroy 3 nuclear sites related to their nuclear weaponization ambitions.
So is regime change off the table, Mr. Secretary? And to the chairman, you said the battle damage assessment is still ongoing, but do you believe that some nuclear capability in Iran remains?
This mission was not and has not been about regime change.
So you heard it from 3 of them yesterday, and then today the president posts a thing on Truth Social. It's not politically correct to use the term regime change, but if the current Iranian regime is unable to make Iran great again, why wouldn't there be a regime change? MEGA, make Iran great again, he writes.
He wrote MEGA?
They hate us
MIGA.
because of our freedom. That's what.
Is that, oh, now you're still going on Bushisms.
We hear you.
So you don't know. I would ask you, if you're saying that if you're going to tell me why this was necessary, exactly which story from the Trump administration are you going with? Because we had his 3 backup dancers for his press conference afterward out on Sunday telling everyone that this wasn't about regime change. And then he puts out, hey, why not? Why not? And don't buy this idea, because I think I've seen where people are moving around. Don't buy this idea that, well, he means the kind of regime change that would come from the people. Look around the world. The regime change that our government wants that happens looks like it comes from the people, but the people are funded by your CIA. So the idea of it coming from organic being so different from coming from top down, that hasn't been the case for the last 35, 40 years. So that's my question to you. If you're backing this up and you're saying this was the right thing because you believe in the president, exactly which one of these stories are you backing up? So now we're going to play war like we play tariffs. I'm saying something, you don't know what's going on over here. Maybe I'll change my mind at 2 o'clock in the morning.
He's got multi-personalities. That's what it is. We got a couple different
I
Trumps.
read Sun Tzu.
They're hard to work.
And, some people have said, because I don't watch the 24 hours, I read, and then sometimes if something happens, like I'll see a YouTube clip and we'll play it here. I've seen a few people who apparently are a bit surprised. Sorry about my phone going off there. Probably a bit surprised that, according to a lot of people, CNN is cheerleading this almost as much as Fox News. And you shouldn't be surprised by that. At CNN, if you're a reporter at CNN and you're moved up through the ranks, you have a general, you have a colonel. CNN's sourcing all comes from official intel. That's why they told you that they hate us for our freedom, because that's what they were told. That's why they told you that we're fighting in Ukraine to preserve democracy, because that's what they were told. Neither of those are true. On Fox, they're now, from my understanding, they're referring to the son of the Shah of Iran as His Royal Highness. What do you think they know? So this is the next step. These idiot neocons are going to put, Prince Dum Dum in there. This guy he lived in Iran for 10 minutes before he was raised in the Western world, and they really think you can do this. There's something you have to understand about neocons. I know many, and they're good friends of mine, so this is not ad hominem. Neocons are lunatics.
When news breaks,
U.S. bombers are on their way home.
When the details emerge.
The U.S. carried out attacks on 3 nuclear sites in Iran.
When the president speaks.
Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated.
We've got it covered.
These strikes were a spectacular military success.
Listen often throughout the day for the very latest. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's breaking news station.
It's time for Zerorez Air Duct Cleaning Summer Sale. Take advantage and get 15% off all cleaning services. Mention Chris Chandler to secure this deal today or book online at ZerorezAtlanta.com. Zerorez, all they leave is clean.
For many women in our community, support for our physical and mental health feels out of reach.
When your workday is long.
And your budget is tight.
And your village is busy.
And the road between home and help is a 6-lane highway with no crosswalk.
Northside Hospital believes women deserve better.
Northside is rolling up our sleeves and getting to work.
We got your house call.
Heard.
Learn more at northside.com/heard.
We all know moving is a hassle. What if you could make it way easier and get paid twice? That's right. You sell your house, and instead of 1 check, you get 2. I know it sounds like one of those, but wait, there's more kind of commercials. But this one's real. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler. Orchard gives you cash before your house sells, so you can go ahead and buy your next place now. Meanwhile, Orchard's team is back at your old place, handling repairs, staging, even upgrades, basically transforming it into the best version of your old home. Then they sell it, usually for more, and yeah, you get that money too. So here's the math. Cash when you buy equals payday 1. Cash when you sell equals payday 2. Boom. No spreadsheets required. Just head to Orchard.com and get a free home valuation to see how it works. No gimmicks, no stress, no camping out in your cousin's basement. Just a smarter way to move. That's Orchard.
It's Jeff Jr. from Trajan Wealth, and I've got something important to talk to you about. Your 401k. If you have changed jobs, there are 2 very important considerations. You don't want to leave your 401k behind, and you don't want to roll it over into your new company plan without consulting Trajan Wealth first. 401ks will often have limited investments or age-based options. Since companies have to make choices to suit all employees, they may not be suited to you, which could cost you fees and money. When you roll over your 401k into an IRA, you not only keep your money growing tax deferred, but you also gain access to a world of investment options specifically designed for you. Trajan Wealth and our fiduciary advisors have helped thousands, and we can do the same for you. Call 404-390-4000. That's 404-390-4000.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. If you're over 50 and tired of your wireless bill getting higher and higher, there are 4 things to consider. 1, how much data are you really using? As we get older, we use less data on our wireless phone, but you're probably still paying for an unlimited plan that was designed for 20-somethings. 2, if you see "Get a phone on us," get your sneakers out and run the other way. No one is giving you a free phone. You are paying for that phone over time with an overpriced rate plan and a long-term commitment. 3, check the fine print on that $15 a month plan. It's probably an intro price that'll double or triple later. You might even have to pay for several months of service up front. Number 4, be aware of cable company wireless plans. Most of your usage will be on Wi-Fi instead of 5G, and your calls and battery life could suffer. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get the same fast, reliable, nationwide service without the big wireless bill. Our plans start at just $20 a month.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Don't tell me stuff like that, Jared. It's like, well, he's lost the Proud Boys. I'm not on the Proud Boys side.
I have?
Yes, you've lost the Proud Boys.
They're no longer standing by?
They're standing up or what? I don't know what they're doing.
They put F this ish on your Truth Social post.
Okay, well, back to Vice Magazine and Compound Media.
It is interesting to see how much I know Marjorie Taylor Greene has been pretty strong about her
my weightlifting prowess.
Yes,
liberal.
You're very strong that you're being against this. I don't mean that. I don't mean your body strength. I mean you are against this. Do we have?
But I am very strong.
I know that you were at the what do they call that? CrossFit.
CrossFit. I do them real herky jerky pull-ups.
Oh yeah, I understand that. Yeah, you know what? It's good. You should.
I know it. I don't need you to tell me.
Well, I know. I just kind of had a feeling that Autumn was making fun of you for doing CrossFit stuff, and I was trying to get a message through, like, because I think that maybe the person doing your voice is a little bit jealous of how in shape you are.
I wouldn't be surprised. I'm very strong.
All right,
great abs.
You have MTG here.
6 months in, Steve, and here we are turning back on the campaign promises, and we bombed Iran on behalf of Israel. Yes, it was on behalf of Israel. We're entering a nuclear war, the World War III, because the entire world is going to erupt. And you want to know the people that are cheering it on right now? Their tune is going to drastically change the minute we start seeing flag-draped coffins on the nightly news, on Fox News that brainwashes all the baby boomers, and on CNN that brainwashes all the Democrat baby boomers. And that is exactly how this is going to go down.
How did MTG and myself end up on the same page?
Yeah,
politics.
This is upsetting. Am I in a parallel universe?
It's like a rom-com.
Well,
at first you wouldn't expect
something
like
MTG,
right.
Yeah,
but
now
right.
Then we had a road trip together. And we annoyed each other at first.
You found out some things about her.
Yeah, you know what? Things didn't come easy to her. She had to,
Isn't that strange bedfellows? Is that what it is?
Politics makes strange bedfellows, and that's exactly what it is. And the Arab version is the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So I think that's where we in MTG, because I think MTG and AOC are agreeing on this, and a lot of people are.
AOC's calling for impeachment.
Listen,
of him.
when impeachment has been watered down to where it means nothing.
Yeah.
This is something that you could consider it. I'm not saying that he should be impeached. I'm saying in reality, this is something that you could, because we were not provoked by Iran. They did not. They didn't kill a bunch of Americans 2 weeks ago, this was just a decision, that we made. So you could, I'm tired of talking about it already, and I know it's going to be the next forever, because I'm not interested in just these people who believe, and in times like this, they take over. The people who somehow believe that the definition of patriotism is you back blindly any military action that your government takes. You see, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you know this or not, but that's not true. It's not even near true. It's 1,000 miles or more away from the truth. Being a patriot means that you are engaged in the body politic, or at least love the ideals of your country. Being a patriot never means I agree exactly with everything my country is doing right now. What Eric Von Haessler just told you is the truth. Being a patriot is having American ideals, understanding that ideals are idealistic. You're probably not going to have a perfect union. The idea from our founding documents is that we're always trying to get a more perfect union. And this twisted notion of what patriotism is, that you just blindly follow your government in any military action, is not that. It's propaganda. And this is why the neocons will never be beat. It shouldn't even be hard to beat the neocons. As I opened the show by saying, they've never been right about anything. The Iraq war is going to be easy. We're going to go in there. The people are going to praise us and love us and say, thank you very much for bombing the hell out of our country. We really appreciate you. We love you. That didn't happen. Afghanistan wasn't going to take forever. We were there for 20 years, and then we walked out 10 minutes later, the same people we knocked over 20 years earlier. You would think that people would go, who were the people responsible? Yeah, get them the hell away. But instead, somehow their power just grows. And in this situation, the reason that it grew is, as in the early 2000s, when the Democrats were declaring Bush and all the neocons to be war criminals, they looked like they were kind of cooked, because and then the Republicans started turning against them. But when the Republicans started turning against them, they turned towards Trump. And then the neocons became huge never-Trumpers and jumped to the Democrat Party. And the Democrats hate Trump so much that that's the only thing you need to get in these days. Like, they wouldn't care about, some kind of horrific prison record you had for killing people. It doesn't matter. You hate Trump, you're in. So that gave the neocons maybe an unnatural boost. And the neocons came along and said, hey, those Hillary Clinton emails? Yeah, Russia, they were the ones. So now they went through the whole, we all hate Russia together. The neocons were Democrats by the time Putin went into Ukraine. And now we're just completely in. So you have a situation where if you tell me you hate Trump, I will stop calling you a war criminal and allow you to get into our party and run our foreign policy. But as we've seen,
they're embedded in both parties.
Of course. It's more than embedded. Deal with this. This country is not run by this or the next president or the last one. This country is run by the neocons.
Beaver Direct Certified, providing the highest quality vehicles at the very best prices. Every vehicle undergoes rigorous reconditioning with the industry-leading 12-month, 12,000-mile certified warranty. Visit us at beavertoyotacumming.com and see why everyone loves Beaver Direct.
A word of caution for motorcycle riders. Remember, 18-wheelers have bigger blind spots, and it takes them longer to stop than a smaller vehicle. Eric Von Hassler here to remind you that if an 18-wheeler forces you to lay your bike down, you need to call in Steel Horse Law. Attorney George Stein is a motorcycle rider, and he understands bikers' needs. Get more info and request a free Rider's Advantage card at steelhorselaw.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-2798. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-2798. That's 800-575-2798. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Are you tired of painting your home every 3 to 5 years? Get peace of mind for 25 years with Rhino Shield.
Don't paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Get a free estimate at rhinoshieldga.com.
The guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate is the easiest way to sell your home. Now you can save time and make the most money and eliminate all hassles this summer. Hey, Sean Hannity, Mark Spain Real Estate can sell your home with the strongest all-cash offer in the industry and help you move on your timeline. With over 67,000 satisfied clients, You can trust the most experienced real estate team in the U.S. to sell your home fast. Go to markspain.com and start packing.
At Kroger, we've lowered prices on over 1,000 items across our stores so you can save even more. Whether you're shopping in-store or online at Kroger, we've lowered prices on thousands of the items your family wants and needs. And with lower prices, your dollar goes further every time you shop with us. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Select 24 packs of Corona or Modelo lagers are just $29.99 with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Must be 21 to purchase. Drink responsibly. The Kroger Co., Cincinnati, Ohio.
News, weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 4 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by Hoffman Financial Group. Our top story, Iran sends missiles at a U.S. air base in the Middle East.
CBS News special report. Iran's supreme leader posts on X, "We didn't harm anyone, and we will not accept any harassment from anyone under any circumstances." It comes after Iran launched a missile attack on a U.S. base in Qatar. Correspondent Charlie D'Agata.
This is not only one of the biggest bases, but it's also one of the best defended. So it might be symbolic that the Iranians are saying, look, we're going to hit you right where you live, right at your central command headquarters in the Middle East.
CBS's Olivia Gazis.
If this is as contained as it has been, if it is the case that there are no U.S. casualties, it is an important indication that Iran has done what it needs to do in order to save face, and that is reopening the door to a diplomatic solution.
Or, says CBS News military consultant Jeff McCausland.
Or it goes the other direction, and it goes vertical, in which case you could see an expanded level of violence, more attacks against U.S. bases in the region, perhaps directly or indirectly drawing in other countries.
CBS News special report. I'm Matt Piper.
Check back often for updates on the conflict between Israel and Iran. We'll have coverage throughout the day and breaking news as it happens. Governor Kemp gets a briefing on potential security threats as tensions rise in the Middle East.
The governor says the call between Homeland Security officials and leaders from several states focused on the possibility of things like cyber attacks. He says, though, don't be overly concerned.
Go about your day, but if you see something, say something.
Kemp says he thinks it was time to deal with Iran's nuclear threat.
I think it had just gotten to the point where it needed to be taken care of, and I'm certainly in support of that.
While Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene has criticized the president's actions, the governor says he does not think the president wants an extended war in the Middle East. Jennifer Perry, 95.5 WSB.
91 degrees in Atlanta, and the heat is on this week.
The hottest day of the year so far may occur on Tuesday with a forecast high of 98. Now, this time last year, Atlanta did reach 100 degrees. That occurred on June 26, 2024.
Rain later this week will bring some relief from the heat. Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. With temperatures soaring this week, the city of Atlanta is opening a cooling center. It's open today until 6 o'clock this evening and reopens tomorrow morning at 11. The cooling center is located at Selena S. Butler Park. Bottled water will be provided to residents at the cooling center. A Kennesaw State University student is killed in a shooting at an off-campus apartment complex.
Police say 22-year-old Anthony Lockett had been involved in an argument at the Bixby Apartments earlier in the day. He returned sometime later with a gun.
Fired multiple shots inside the apartment, one of which struck Jalen Parker, a 24-year-old male of Kennesaw. An individual living inside the apartment then returned fire. The suspect's mother, Antoinette Hammonds, was also shot.
Aaron Wilson with Cobb Police says Parker died and Hammonds was taken to the hospital where she's listed in stable condition. Lockett is now facing aggravated assault and murder charges. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
Marietta police released new details today about two shootings around Easter weekend. The shootings are connected and gang-related. Officer Chuck McPhillamy says a 17-year-old is in custody.
The original who was arrested related to the Monday afternoon shooting is now facing gang charges for these incidents.
3 adults and a juvenile are also arrested in connection with one of the shootings. One teen is recovering from his injuries. 2 teens were injured in the other shooting. The Paulding County Sheriff's Office investigating after a teenager is found shot to death. The shooting victim, 19 years old. He was found shot to death in an area of Eagles Nest Drive in Hiram. A major milestone for the Atlanta Beltline.
Because a lot of folks said that this couldn't be done. We couldn't figure out the funding.
all the various challenges, but we are here.
Atlanta Beltline President and CEO Clyde Higgs at today's ribbon-cutting ceremony for a new segment with a huge portion of the West Side Trail now complete. It creates the longest uninterrupted trail segment on the Atlanta Beltline to date. It is now 4:04. The Von Haessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple team traffic begins with Alex Williams.
Looks like new trouble on the south side perimeter heading to the airport. 285 westbound, the inner loop past Jonesboro Road, exit 55. Looks to be in a center lane. Delays starting to stack up there. Heading over to I-75 in Clayton County. Before that, 285 southbound, the inner loop between Dorville and Clarkson. You're still seeing the brake lights leaving Buford Highway down to Highway 78, the Stone Mountain Freeway. 285 westbound, that volume's starting to get a tad heavier in Sandy Springs from Georgia 400 as you head over to I-75 and Truist Park, the home of the Braves. Don't forget 285 southbound, the outer loop before South Cobb Drive, exit 15. Earlier tractor-trailer crash cleanup continues. It's all on the right shoulder, but might add to some onlooker delays there. Taking a look at the ride through Midtown and downtown, it's Andrew Seco.
Seeing a lot of volume north and southbound, Alex. 75-85 as you're leaving East Point. You pass Langford Parkway. The brake lights catch you, take you all the way up towards Freedom Parkway. Southbound, we're spilling on 85 and 75 proper. Jammed on and off that pedal big time on the way down towards I-20. From the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Partly cloudy, hot today, high 94. Lows tonight in the mid-70s. Even hotter for tomorrow with partly cloudy skies, high 98. Wednesday, partly cloudy with an isolated pop-up storm, high 97.
It's 93 in Conyers, 97 in Smyrna, 92 in Hampton. More news at 4:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 2 of the Von Haessler Doctrine begins right now.
Great job, Eric and the Doctrinaires. My daughter was listening in the car today as we went to the airport, and she absolutely loved all of it. Appreciated Eric's perspective, and of course the voices. Loved Tim's Trump and Lindsey Graham. So great job. You guys truly are the dance band on the Titanic.
I'm in the dance band on the Titanic. Sing near my God to thee. The iceberg's on the starboard bow. Won't you dance with me?
That's right. We're going to try to have as much fun as we can, and also the host sincerely hoping his analysis of the possible blowback for our adventurism over the weekend is completely wrong. I have never wished to be more wrong because I can't find any logic in anything, and even the administration has what I think up to like 397 different stories about what happened, why it happened, how it happened, what the results were. What the president comes out 2 minutes after it happens. We've obliterated. Well, how do you know? Did you send it? No, nobody knew. Nobody
they
went.
They told me that we obliterated.
Did you see it? Boom. Did you see
big,
the
big boom?
Big.
You did have some weird moments where John Fetterman agreed with
No,
John
Trump. Fetterman has been on board the whole time. He's when it comes to Israel, Fetterman is just staunch. He's just staunch on it. So I'm not saying whether I agree or I'm just saying that doesn't surprise me that that Fetterman was all for it. He's been pretty consistent on all of this. So listen, I've told you what I think, and also to the caller, the open micer, yeah, it's all good and everything, but remember the most important thing about what I said. My opinion and your opinion don't matter. We don't, go read your Constitution as a novelty at this point. And Trump's not the first, but Congress doesn't want the responsibility that the Constitution gives them. According to the Constitution, that quaint old document, only Congress can declare war. And even if it's not a matter of declaration, they're supposed to give you like okay, if you want to do it, Mr. President, okay, you've got the Congress with you. The Congress are the people closest to us, especially the House of Representatives, which you're up for re-election every 2 years. So, they're supposed to be the ones who make these decisions, but all they want is the power. They want the free Super Bowl tickets. They don't want to have to take hard decisions. Sometimes when you oppose military action, and if you immediately oppose it, everybody in America hates you, and then 10 years later, everybody in America agrees with you. I bring up Michael Moore. Most Republicans within MAGA now agree with everything that Michael Moore said back when when the war on terror began. and when we went into Iraq.
Which, when you think about it, that's an odd alliance.
Well, it just turns out that, he was right about that one. But now my government's telling me there's a bad man and he must be stopped.
Can he wrap this into the war on terror? Because I don't think that ever ended, so he has those abilities.
I don't think, you're talking about Trump?
Yes.
I think Trump is just going to rely on something which is true, which he's always said, that Iran cannot get a nuclear weapon. The question is, how close were they? You've got Netanyahu, who, you've seen all the smash-ups. For the last 30 years, he's been telling us that Iran is,
is this close.
Yeah, this
close.
And now all of a sudden, there are so many questions here. Our press is always on the personality thing. Is Tulsi on the outs? Is she not on the, it's all like it's Hollywood or something. But there are real, actual, deeper questions. Again, when Tulsi Gabbard, under penalty of perjury, sworn in, under oath, I should say, in front of the Congress, when she said that Iran is not close to getting a nuclear weapon a couple of months ago, that was not her personal opinion. She was speaking for the intelligence agencies in her position. So when Trump said, "Oh, I don't care what Tulsi said, I think that they're close," okay, well, it's not a matter of Tulsi, the person, and her opinion, and now she's backing because she wants to, kiss as much ass as she's turned into just the same thing,
She's Hegseth with a wig.
Exactly.
And that hot white stripe right there.
Yeah. It just, So the question really is not a personality question. Is Tulsi in? Is Tulsi out? Like it's always given to us by our stupid legacy media. The question is, Mr. President, if you don't believe the assessment of your intelligence agencies, what was the other information? What was the other assessment? What was the information that you got from? Was it Israel's intelligence agency? Was it Western Europe? Where did you get the information? Because I'm not an idiot, Mr. President, and I know what things really mean. So I'm not going to get caught up on, I don't care what Tulsi said. That's for Entertainment Weekly. What I'm caught up with, she was speaking for all of your intelligence agencies. If you think that all of your intelligence agencies were wrong with their assessment that Iran was not close to a nuclear weapon, I don't care about your relationship with Tulsi. Where did you get the information that contradicted your intelligence agencies that you decided was more actionable than what you were getting from your own intelligence agencies? You'll hear that question from the mouth of this host. You're not going to hear it from CNN or Fox or any of these places because they just want to keep, hey, is Tulsi in? Is Tulsi out? Hey, there's a new TikTok challenge. They think it's all the same. How can we use this war to get more clicks? That's the world we live in. That's your media. How can we use this war to get more clicks? No difference between most of your legacy media and a food influencer.
Hey, guys.
Who's getting desperate, so decides to let you know that, hey, I vomit at the end of this. Make sure you stick around.
Yeah, watch the full video.
Watch the full video. Everything in this country is as BS as clickbait.
Now, some of the TikTok influencers were funny about how they were prepping for World War III, but some of them were being ironic.
Is this the World War III challenge?
Yes,
on TikTok?
It basically is the World War III challenge. It really was. Some of them I found quite hilarious.
Well, listen, you got to have gallows humor.
Yeah,
sure. That's where I'm going for my news now, TikTok. It's the only place you get an honest assessment.
Is that true? Is it the only place you get an honest assessment?
A little more honest than X.
Well, look, I don't have X. I don't have any social media. I just try to read as much as I can, and I try to
read.
Well,
yeah.
Well,
what a dummy.
I know I'm a bit quaint.
You mean those things, those like stinky things with the pages?
Smell like grandma?
Yeah, well, it doesn't smell like grandma anymore. It's all online. It's fine. A Kindle, it doesn't smell like grandma. If your Kindle smells like grandma, grandma's done something with your Kindle.
I'll just get AI. I'll just get AI to read it to me.
Yeah,
I don't need to read it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there's another thing is I'm trying to get to the bottom of this. It's starting to look like through a lot of the different sources that I've been reading that whether or not Iran was actually close to developing a nuclear weapon, that decision could have been made by AI models used by Palantir.
Oh, that makes sense.
without knowing is that
like in a bad way.
Well, whenever you have these 17 metrics aligned up, that
Right.
means there's more than an 85.2% chance of and you start going on that information. No spies on the ground. That's another dangerous area that we're getting to. A technology that won't stop with war. Boy, if you think, what was that Steven Spielberg, Tom Cruise movie?
Minority Report.
It's coming. It's coming. Right now it came to Iran, and most of you don't like that country, so you don't care. But it doesn't stay there. You know what else is not going to stay in Ukraine and Russia from Ukraine and in Iran from Israel? The drones that you sneak into countries undercover that all of a sudden are released. You really think that the Atlantic and the Pacific are going to protect you from that? You've had an open border with Mexico for the last 4 years. I've seen something like 27% of the people that are in this country from other countries, your government doesn't know who they are, what they are, where they are, what they're up to. So, there could be people staging things. I'm not saying that there are.
They could be, though.
27%. You don't know what they're doing. Maybe they're just really good at being elusive and they're, working for a living. Probably most of them are. But within all of that, you could get some bad elements. Also, you better check every container on every ship, every 18-wheeler that comes over the Mexican border or the Canadian border. While you're applauding how wonderful these agencies are, do you see what Ukraine did? They got to Moscow with these drones. Did you see how Israel got those drones there? I'll say it again. Neither the Atlantic nor the Pacific is going to protect you and us from the devastation of that technology in the future. Now do you see why I'm hoping that I'm completely and totally wrong with my assessment of what's going on right now? I would be thrilled for you to be making fun of me in a year for being so wrong. I will be so happy. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm wrong. Welcome back to Alex Williams. Alex sees brake lights filling in on 75 through Marietta.
Hey, good afternoon, Eric. Good to be back with you and the gang. And we are seeing the brake lights fill in 75 northbound. Just volume right now as you leave the northwest Atlanta area from around Mount Perrin Road. You're going to stay on and off the brakes up through Marietta, really up to Chastain Road, exit 271 in Kennesaw. 575 northbound, still a smooth ride leaving I-75 up into Woodstock, Holly Springs, and Canton. How's the ride on Georgia 400, Andrew Seco?
Traffic Driver Steven let us know of some boxes in the center lanes. 400 northbound just before Northridge Road, exit 6. Already starting to see some brake lights through here. Allow for some extra time. Keep a foot close to the brake pedal as you're passing through. 85 northbound, usual volume leaving Spaghetti Junction where 85 meets 285 into DeKalb County. And you're slowing and going all the way up towards Steve Reynolds Boulevard, exit 103. This report sponsored by Stone Mountain Park. See the same exact fireworks show July 1st through the 7th at Stone Mountain Park. All new fire drones plus the light show and fireworks finale. Tickets at stonemountainpark.com. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
Is your summer vacation going to be a week at the beach or a week in the backyard standing in the kiddie pool?
If you listen to 95.5 WSB, that week at the beach could be yours. It's $1,000 Thursdays on WSB.
Your chance to win $1,000 every hour between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. on Thursdays.
Listen for the keyword. Enter the keyword at WSBradio.com or on the WSB app within that hour.
Get all the info at WSBradio.com.
$1,000 Thursdays, beginning this Thursday.
From 95.5 WSB.
Where Atlanta wins.
The Guaranteed Offer from Mark Spain Real Estate's the easiest way to sell your home. You can save time, make the most money, and eliminate the hassle this summer. Hi, this is Mark Spain, and our offers are the strongest in the industry. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home and skip the hassle of constant cleaning and costly repairs. There's no showings, no open houses, and no stress. Our guaranteed offer keeps you in control. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
It's Ashley Frasco. When installing sod, freshness is key. That's why I trust NG Turf. With multiple farms in the Atlanta area, they deliver the freshest, highest quality sod, including Zeon Zoysia and Tiff Tough Bermuda. Shop these and more at ngturf.com.
WSB Atlanta, WSBB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
So your septic system needs repairs. That stinks. First, they want to charge you to pump out the tank and charge you again for the repair. That's just wrong. Hi, I'm Shannon, owner of Scorpion Septic, and we don't do that. With us, there's never a pump out charge with your repair. You'll save hundreds.
Take the sting out of septic service with Scorpion Septic, where there is never a pump out charge with your repair. Call for more information.
ScorpionSepticServices.com. That spot on the ceiling, it's only gonna get worse. Hey, it's Dave Baker from my experts at Findlay Roofing, the roof guys. Findlay now has 0% financing available, so it's even easier to get your roof replaced. FindlayRoofing.com.
Dad, one more horsey ride, please.
This living room rodeo moment made possible by Emory Orthopedics and Spine Center. When Dad needed back surgery, he came to Emory. The difference? Emory's among the highest in patient satisfaction and best surgical outcome rates in the nation. And Emory uses the most advanced research developed by our top surgeons to get Dad's back surgery done right the first time. Giddy up. EmoryHealthcare.org/orthodifference.
Summer's a time to feel and look your best, but I'm not talking about your abs or your tan. Hey guys, it's Mark Aram here. I'm talking about your hair. Restore that bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning during Advanced Hair's once-yearly summer savings event. Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day, and they guarantee your new hair will grow. There's absolutely no one in hair restoration I trust more than Advanced Hair. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar. Advanced Hair summer sales event on for a limited time, so get the details and schedule your free consultation today. 470-660-HAIR. One-day treatment, life-changing results. With Advanced Hair, your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Check out the incredible before and afters and take advantage of their best offer ever. That's 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com. 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
We have a now the Twitter war starts, social media war. So the Ayatollah Khamenei, not Khomeini, Khamenei. By the way, you talk about the gerontocracy of the whole. This guy's 96.
Cool.
Or is he 86
Great.
or 96? Look it up, George. I might be getting it wrong. Maybe it's 86.
Well, he looks great.
What are you giving him compliments now after you bombed his country?
I don't hate the guy.
86.
86. He looks great for 86.
He does look great for 86.
86 years old. People are going to hear that and be like, "Oh, WSB, talk about how good looking."
I thought he was in his 70s.
It's the desert air.
A handsome man.
His post is, "We didn't harm anyone, and we will not accept any harassment from anyone under any circumstances, and we will not submit to anyone's harassment. This is the logic of the Iranian nation." And I don't know if it was meant as a response. I guess not. Kind of apropos to nothing. 17 minutes ago, your president posted this on Truth Social, all caps. "Congratulations, world! It's time for peace."
Isn't that beautiful?
Twitter world.
So this is like in 100 years, the books are going to say, with no provocation from that country to the United States in any kind of time frame recent, you bomb the bejesus out of them. The history books are going to say that's what tipped things toward peace.
It is. It's beautiful how that happens, right?
I guess.
Don't hesitate. Strike
Are you awake?
first.
Are you awake? Are you all right?
I haven't had much sleep. Did you see me doing that press conference, that speech the other night?
What, with the 3 backup dancers?
Yeah, they were great, but I was just so exhausted. Yeah. My God, why did I do this again?
Which Trump are we talking to? Trump 1, Trump 2, or
this
Trump
is
3?
Trump 3.0.
Okay.
A little bit sleepier.
A little sleepier. A little.
We are looking into 2020 also. Figure that out.
Okay. If you, the interesting thing is, the reality is, when you see Rubio and Hegseth jockeying for position to be nearer to the dear leader before his not press conference, but his speech after bombing Iran, it just seems to me that I don't think anybody really knows what he's thinking. I don't think Hegseth does. I don't think Rubio does. J.D. Vance, as much as I know about him, is probably very against this. But he also knows he's the Vice President of the United States, and when you're the Vice President of the United States, your job is, if you don't agree, you have to resign. He's not going to do that because he wants to be president one day.
Can't go rogue like Pence.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I pulled the law. I can't do that.
Pence went rogue and upheld the law. We really are in strange times.
We have been for almost 10 years now.
No, we have been. It's really...
he came down the escalator 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were in weird... It's actually, to me, it starts with social media. That's when we got into really... That's when, because before social media, we would have like 6 months around a major election where everybody yelled at each other and called each other names and whatever. And then after a major election, you get like a year and a half, 2 years of like governance. And then what happened with social media was that you realized, talking points every day. We can have a campaign that never ends. Every single thing that's done, we can have talking points from the other side, and it just never ends. And it's become exhausting.
Yeah, 2008 was the last election that was free of all that.
Yeah.
And then after that...
I felt like even then the Democrats had a much better ground game on social media, but it wasn't as aggressive as it is now. It's nothing like what it is now.
That was about that they knew to use it.
Yes.
More than anything else, not how they used it. It was the Republicans were caught flat-footed with a new technology that they didn't, and
they made up for it.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. As movements will when caught flat-footed, and we'll see. But I don't know how. I don't know how people say. Well, I want to tell you why Trump was right. Well, which story? His, Rubio's, Vance's? Like, which story are you going with? The intelligence agencies who 2 months ago told the Congress that the Iran wasn't near, and then when you say, yeah, but Eric, they're about to get a nuclear weapon. So you're choosing to believe the exact same people with the exact same story who told you that Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass destruction. Well, this host can only have one response to that, and the response is, good for you. Alex Williams has better news on 285 near the airport.
That is correct. We had a crash, 285 westbound. The inner loop past Jonesboro Road, exit 55 was in a center lane. They got it off to the right shoulder, so that is helping the ride improve from 675 as you make that commute over to Clayton County. 285 eastbound on and off the brakes into DeKalb County, leaving I-675, all due to that construction zone on 285 northbound. No lanes are blocked, just slowed through it, trying to ramp onto I-20 eastbound. Speaking of, how is I-20 through DeKalb County, Andrew Seco?
Seeing a little bit of a brake light stretch heading through the work zone, I-20 eastbound, on and off that pedal from 285 down towards Evans Mill Road, exit 74. Smooth inside the perimeter, but you have some trouble off to the right side, affecting the right lane at times. I-20 westbound, we're right outside Villa Rica with the delays back towards Highway 92. That's Fairburn Road, exit 37. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage on any age, system, make, or model. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Those wire shelves in your closet are just a ticking time bomb waiting to explode. Dave Baker for Artisan Custom Closets. At Artisan, we see it all the time. The wire shelves come crashing down. Clothes, shoes, bags are everywhere. It's a disaster zone. Save yourself before this happens to you. With a custom, spacious closet from Artisan, you'll never have to look at that clutter again. Your shoes, bags, clothes, accessories, all neatly organized and designed to stay that way. ArtisanCustomClosets.com.
Mom and Dad seem different after a European-style holiday on MSC Cruises.
Call us Cloud and Yvette.
The ship had restaurants, shops, and nightlife.
La Galleria.
And of course, American touches, like an aqua park and a sweets shop.
American je ne sais quoi.
Mom, you're from Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, Kevin.
Book now and save up to 30% off, plus kids sale free.
MSC Cruises. Let's holiday. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
Market volatility isn't slowing down. If you're nearing retirement, now is not the time to wait and see. Every day of uncertainty can put your future at risk. It's time to diversify. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and I want you to know you can create certainty, locking in guaranteed income for life. This means predictable, stable cash flow, even in turbulent times. You've worked too hard to leave your retirement to chance. Right now, there are options to receive up to 30% upfront or annual growth of up to 10% for retirement income. That's up to $30,000 upfront or up to $10,000 per year on $100,000, all guaranteed for retirement income. Don't wait. Call 404-390-4000. That's 404-390-4000.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. Any examples provided are hypothetical. Annuities are issued with prospectus and sales brochures and should be reviewed carefully before funding as features and benefits vary. DBA in most states as Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather, traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's news and talk.
At 4:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by D. Geller & Son Jewelers. Our top story, Iran takes aim at a U.S. military base in the Middle East.
CBS News special report. Iran launched a missile attack on a U.S. military base in Qatar. The country says it was in retaliation for the American bombing of its nuclear sites over the weekend. Qatari authorities say the missiles were intercepted, and the U.S. says there were no casualties. CBS's Sam Vinograd.
Scary moment, but this is exactly what security officials have been preparing for some time.
President Trump posts on social media that Iran fired 14 missiles and calls it a very weak response. CBS's Charlie D'Agata on what else may come.
The big concern, certainly for CENTCOM, is if we see a sophisticated, coordinated attack on multiple bases. Say you go after Al Udeid, you go after Bahrain, you go after Kuwait, and then you go after these smaller bases like Al-Assad.
Our Nicole Skanga on an American increased police presence.
In Los Angeles, in New York, in Washington, D.C., police agencies have increased their footprint, especially around faith-based organizations and institutions.
CBS News special report, I'm Matt Piper.
Oil prices fall after what's considered Iran's restrained retaliation against the U.S., and that sends stocks higher. Investors warn, though, more aggression from Iran, Israel, or the U.S. could spook markets again. On Wall Street today, the Dow gains over 370 points. S&P and NASDAQ also finished sharply higher. Governor Kemp is reassuring Georgians the state is in close contact with Homeland Security about possible threats in the U.S. He was briefed on the possibility of retaliation by Iran, like the threat of cyber attacks.
I think it's important for people to know that the state government's coordinating with the federal government, Homeland Security, Department of Defense, and others just to make sure we're protecting assets, also just being on the lookout for things that may come up in situations like this.
The governor says Georgians should continue going about their business but report any suspicious activity. It is 95 degrees in Atlanta. Brutal heat this week. We could get close to 100 tomorrow. Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. A heat advisory goes into effect tomorrow afternoon in metro Atlanta. Temperatures near 100 degrees are brutal for construction workers.
Terrible, man. Very hot. It's just taking all your energy away, man, like every day.
The heat index tomorrow will be close to 105. New information today on two shootings around Easter weekend in Marietta. Police now confirm the shootings are connected and tied to gang activity.
A teen arrested in one of the shootings has now been linked to the other shooting and charged under the Gang Act. Marietta Police's Chuck McPhillamy says the announcement of the connection should calm the public.
The public has been concerned over these shootings largely because they happen in daylight, just out in the open while individuals were walking.
McPhillamy says a total of 5 people have been arrested in connection with the incident. More charges could be coming. Lisa Nicholas, 95.5 WSB.
A man dies days after a shooting at a DeKalb County strip mall. 22-year-old Antoine Ryan was killed after two men shot at each other after an argument Friday afternoon at the Hairston Square Shopping Center. Several businesses and cars were also hit by gunfire. A pedestrian is struck and killed by a vehicle on McGinnis Ferry Road during the morning commute. It happened at Technology Circle, killing 53-year-old Kevin Choi. The driver of the vehicle is not hurt. He was released following questioning by Johns Creek police, and no charges have been filed. WSB Scam Alert, and beware of an email or text message claiming to direct you to a website where you can apply for your real ID.
The scam is so pervasive, the Federal Trade Commission has issued a nationwide consumer alert. The agency says the only way to get a real ID is to go in person to the state office that issues licenses and registrations. Any notice you get that you can skip the line by applying for your real ID online is a phishing scam.
CBS's Christopher Cruz reports the goal of the scam to steal your money and personal information. It is 4:34, time for live team coverage of traffic and weather, and Triple Team Traffic begins with Alex Williams.
And got a new trouble spot on the west side, Interloop Bill. It's 285 northbound, Cascade Road exit 7. DOT reports a stall. 1, maybe 2 right lanes are blocked. You're already stacked up, leaving Highway 166, Langford Parkway. Earlier, big rig crash cleanup continues on the right shoulder, but the flashing lights are with it that you'll see. 285 southbound, the outer loop, approaching South Cobb Drive, exit 15, on and off the brakes as you leave I-75, exit 20 there next to the home of the Braves, Truist Park. It's been a slow afternoon through downtown, Andrew Seco.
Slow indeed. It's starting to fill up a little bit more. No crashes or stalls reported, just the car in front of you moving at a snail's pace. Northbound, the brake lights catch you as you leave East Point, passing Langford Parkway. Southbound, we're spilling onto 85 and 75 proper, jammed all the way down past I-20. That's exit number 247. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Mostly clear and staying warm for tonight. Temperatures will be in the mid-70s for tomorrow morning. A hot day for tomorrow afternoon, high 98. An isolated pop-up storm possible on Wednesday, high 97.
92 in Snellville, 94 in Cartersville, and 93 in East Point. More news at 5 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hurt on your bike? Steel Horse Law is the most experienced local law firm to protect your rights.
What is All Care? All Care is expert urgent care and primary care under a single roof, offering convenience and continuity for your healthcare needs. All Care is a team of physicians and clinicians who know you and your medical history, so they can provide the personalized care you deserve. And with both family and immediate care services offered 7 days a week, All Care means seeing your doctor on your schedule. 15 convenient locations, same-day appointments, and walk-ins welcome. Remember, urgent care plus primary care equals All Care. Learn more at allcare-ga.com.
You know, I've had listeners, coworkers, friends come up and ask me, hey, Aram, what makes Advanced Hair Restoration different? Well, allow me to share, along with some details on, get this, their once-a-year summer savings event. First off, Advanced Hair stands by the results, and their before and afters are second to none. With Advanced Hair, your own natural hair guaranteed to grow. Secondly, Advanced Hair combines top-rated physicians with modern technology, creating a concierge-quality experience that's hard to find elsewhere. Finally, Advanced Hair's Advanced FUE begins regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. Quick, simple, and easy. Now, if you have a flexible schedule this summer and you've been waiting for the savings special opportunity, it's here, friends. Advanced Hair Summer Savings Event will get you the most hair for your dollar. It's their best offer ever. For details and to schedule your free consultation, call 770-660-HAIR. One-day treatment, life-changing results. Your new hair guaranteed to grow. 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
We have a post from the President of the United States.
Congratulations, world. It's time for peace.
What the hell does that mean?
Means it's time for peace.
I understand that part more than I understand the first part. Congratulations, world.
Well, because we're bringing peace to the world and everybody will be happy.
Oh, yeah.
Leading by example.
Congratulations.
And your congratulations to, there's somebody coming home from work in Jamaica, and you want them to know, hey, congratulations. They're part of the world.
Hey, Jean-Pierre, congratulations.
Congratulations! What do we love the world?
We love the whole world, most of it. I mean, I don't know.
Don't you gotta bomb them?
Sometimes in Antarctica, got those penguins.
What about those asshole countries? You still love them too?
They're all right, I guess. We're making them less essy.
Are you congratulating the whole world? Les Essy.
Yes.
Remember Les Essy and his fabulous orchestra? I recall.
Boy, he could play the banjo.
Oh my goodness.
The banjo orchestra leader. Less
That's
essy.
when bluegrass was great.
Oh yeah.
No, it was a jazz trio, but he had a banjo.
Yeah.
And there were 6 people in it, so I don't know why it was a trio.
Yes, it was a jazz trio that featured a banjo and 6 members. You are correct.
Right.
They were an odd thing. It was something we've never seen before or since. And
Right.
they
were ahead of their time.
They certainly were. They were ahead of their time, so much so no one followed them.
I heard him on Dr. Demento.
And you enjoyed them, apparently.
Sure did.
All right. Enough talking about potential.
Peace? We're talking peace.
Is that what we're talking?
I just said it. Peace.
Is that what you do with all those bunker busting bombs?
Weren't those beautiful? My God, they were big.
They started to sound like Lindsey Graham.
They're
now.
big and heavy.
Getting all heated up.
Thick.
Victoria Newland over there, she's still celebrating the Iran attacks.
It takes all day for some people.
I love you too.
I do love her.
Lindsey Graham has got his male sex doll out there. He just can't believe it. The ladybugs.
They ran out of baby oil at the Walgreens there in Myrtle Beach.
He calls that sex doll Tomahawk.
No, I told you what I called it. Jeff the Jackhammer.
So we have all kinds of neocons.
Got robotic hips.
If you don't think this is the prospects of these things don't create erotic delight in these people, then you haven't watched them long enough.
The Warhawks are loving this.
Oh, wait, one day we will just be done with neocons in charge of our. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it's just impossible.
Yeah, after China takes us over, then we'll be rid of them.
Well, and then we'll have their neocons. It's the same bunch in the intelligence agencies for all these countries.
Better food.
Oh, we sit around. What do you do for a living? What do I do? Well, I sit around and I think about how my country can dominate the 21st century. That's my job. My job is to write white papers about what we need to do to dominate the 21st. You might want to cooperate with some people that shut up, you naive appeaser. We're going to blow the hell out of them. That's what we're going to do. We're going to knock them off the planet. And at some point, we're going to bomb so much that we're going to have, what are we going to have, Trump? We're going to have peace.
We're going to have beautiful peace.
That's right.
In the rubble. You got to sift through the rubble to find the peace.
Yeah, if you dig through the wreckage enough, there will be peace. That's what the rubble is, pieces of peace. It's all in how you look at it,
You get the little,
he said peace.
That's right, pieces of peace. You get the little pan that you get the gold in the river.
Yeah.
And then you just look for the peace rock.
So you blew them to peace.
Right. Pieces for peace.
Recess pieces.
None of this sounds like rhetoric or propaganda or anything that reminds me of the book 1984 at all.
That terrible book.
You don't like it?
A little too wordy. Oh, we've been at war with so-and-so. Who cares?
We have been at war now for a very long time.
It's not
here
East
in
Asia.
the United States of America. Huh?
It's not East Asia. It's Middle Asia, maybe. West Asia.
Oceania.
One of those places.
To Oceania? Yes.
Yeah, Oceania sounds like a lady's name.
Yeah. Oh, she's so beautiful. It's like I would write a song for her. Oceania, Oceania.
I remember the day you died, Oceania.
On the railroad track.
Oceania, you made me a manna. Oceania, I love you. Justin Bieber might sing it, maybe, but
he's not singing anything.
If he gets out of his
comeback,
is he going to tweet more about his anger issues or whatever?
He's broody these days.
Oh, I heard his. What is it with these
drugs?
Are there any children stars that make it through? Other than one, Ron Howard. That was it.
A couple others.
Maybe
who else?
Sabrina Carpenter's doing okay.
All right,
she was a Disney star.
Beretta.
Clocks are
what about
ticking.
Fred Savage?
Yes.
Okay.
Beretta.
Okay.
Well, where's Fred these days?
Beretta.
He's
Robert
directing
Blake.
things.
Sure.
He got away with murder.
Hey, that's a success.
Hey.
I can all afternoon. You can watch Willis from Different Strokes play video games on X.
Is he good at it?
Yeah, I've watched him.
Yeah, but he's got to be my age because he was a kid when I was a kid.
Yeah, he
You're
is.
watching a 60-year-old man play video games.
Hey, he's still making money.
Yeah, got to get that money.
Does he ever go do the
Kurt Russell?
Okay. A few of them have come through.
star?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
for
in
Disney.
the Disney movies.
Oh, I didn't know
Justin
that.
Timberlake too is a child star as well.
All right.
Yeah, but
doing
he's
okay.
gotten kind of weird too.
Kurt Russell was in The Computer That Wears Tennis Shoes. I believe I saw that in
What?
the theater.
That was a movie?
Look it up. I think he was in a movie called The Computer That Wears Tennis Shoes.
What?
I believe that he was.
You're lying.
I wouldn't lie to you. What do you think? I'm in the government? You think I work for the intelligence agency?
Yes, he
Right, I
was.
got confused about who else.
1969 Disney film when Disney was making crappy live ones.
Yeah, the computer that wore tennis shoes. Yes, I believe I don't really remember the plot of it, but
Well, it's about,
I
a
think it was
computer,
about a computer.
that wears tennis shoes.
there's nothing in my mind as an image of a computer running down a hall with tennis shoes. I think
Wait
it's
for me.
I think he was the computer that wore tennis
Wait,
shoes.
well-
I think that he was so smart that he's wearing tennis shoes. He was like some sort of child prodigy.
His name is like Daniel Compuson, and then
Yeah,
they were like
yeah.
David Computers.
and
for
he
short.
wears
Well,
tennis shoes.
The name of the film is actually The Computer Wore Tennis Shoes.
Oh, that must be. Oh, now
dang
you
it.
you have to say something along the lines that that's the effect. What's the Mandela effect? Which it's
Mandela.
not.
Right.
Which it's not. I just forgot. Did you? Is there any kind of summation
Yeah,
of
it
the
says here,
plot?
students from a cash-strapped college in need of a computer convince businessman A.J. Amo to donate one. When it needs to be repaired, student Dexter Riley, Kurt Russell, fixes it during an electrical storm and receives a shock. Suddenly, the computer's brain has fused with his, and he's a genius.
Oh.
Unfortunately, he also has knowledge about Amo's illegal gambling
Oh,
operations.
now the bad guys
no.
come after him, right?
Stored in the computer. Now Dexter is a celebrity, but Amo wants him eliminated.
Oh, that sounds
See how
like
they said eliminated?
Uh-huh.
Because he's half computer now. He
Yeah.
can't just be killed.
he has to be eliminated. He has to be deleted,
Yeah.
basically. So now,
Man, I bet that was a real good movie.
given the
I'm sure it was.
Given the synopsis there, I'm wondering, was this just after they had success with Freaky Friday or just before? Because it's kind of the same sort of switcheroo. Like
Right.
now
and
he's
electric
the
something
computer.
happens to you.
When was Freaky Friday? Like,
Wasn't that Jodie Foster?
well, I know who was in it. I just don't know when.
Well, that would have been the mid-'70s, I think, or late
wow, the
70s.
mid '70s.
Wait,
She
so the
was
one that
she was
I-
playing a prostitute on Taxi Driver.
76. So 7 years after that computer movie.
Wait a minute. She did Freaky Friday the same year she did Taxi Driver.
Yeah.
I didn't realize Freaky Friday was a remake. I did not
You
realize
didn't
the one.
know
So the
that?
one that I watched, what grew up with, was the Lindsay Lohan one.
Oh,
That one's
Lindsay.
far superior.
Well, yeah.
That was a great time.
Well,
Have you seen my
sound.
new face?
No, I haven't, but you sound
Oh,
fantastic.
it looks great. I got that like deep plain facial thing.
You sound great. You sound very
I
healthy.
look fantastic.
You just, the fact that you've been out there just getting healthy, that's what it looks like to me.
Yeah.
She's a mother. She's a mother now. She's a
What?
mother.
Huh?
Yeah,
Am
Lindsay.
I?
Yeah, you're a mother now.
Oh wow. Where are they?
That's a good question. Alex Williams says there's trouble on 285 northbound on the west side.
Yeah, all stacked up. 285 northbound, the inner loop. Now back before Highway 166, Langford Parkway. Trying to get up to this stall. DOT's reporting in 1 to 2 right lanes at Cascade Road, exit 7. Be mindful of that. Traffic Trooper Steven just said he sees a crash in the left lane. Yep, I see it now on the jam cam up in Woodstock. Left lane blocked, 575 northbound. Just right at Highway 92, the end of that on-ramp from 92 to 575 northbound. So delays will start to fill up there with 75 north seeing the brake lights in between Marietta and Kennesaw from Delk Road up past Barrett Parkway, exit number 269. Checking the ride on I-85 and Highway 316 up toward Gwinnett County. It's Andrew Seco.
Pouring through some jam cams, trying to figure out what's going on through here. Big delays, 316 eastbound just before Sugarloaf Parkway, Highway 29. We're seeing some onlooker delays heading westbound. Bit of a tough spot here. You may just want to avoid the area and take Duluth Highway as a quick fast track northbound into Sewanee. The usual volume taking you north on 85 from Sugarloaf Parkway up towards Lawrenceville-Sewanee Road, exit number 111. From the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
When news breaks.
We devastated the Iranian nuclear program.
We've got it covered. The president writes, quote, a full payload of bombs was dropped on the primary site, Fordo. All planes are safely on their way home. He adds, now is the time for peace.
Tune in often for the latest.
Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's breaking news station.
Whether you're driving your European car for sport or luxury, you need to get to know Wolf Pen Auto Repair in Roswell. This is Scott Slade. Even if your Porsche, BMW, Audi, Mercedes-Benz just needs an oil change, you'll get factory-trained, certified technicians who love European cars as much as you love yours without sky-high dealer pricing. Wolf Pen customers constantly come away saying, this is how it should be. To get to know you better, for a limited time, mention you heard about Wolf Pen on the radio and get a free second opinion on repairs. Just search Wolf Pen to get started.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Tune in to Retire Ready with David Nicholas of Nicholas Wealth Management Saturday at 6 to get answers to your retirement. Nicholas Wealth is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies.
The big focus in America today is on your health, and more people looking beyond pills and steroids and surgery. Hey, it's Mark Arum for QC Kinetics. At QC Kinetics, they've been on the cutting edge of this medical revolution since 2018. Using regenerative medicine, they have helped tens of thousands of people get lasting joint pain relief using natural treatments that harness your body's own healing power. The truth is, regenerative medicine used to be an alternative treatment. Now it's mainstream, and QC Kinetics is the nation's leader. Their well-respected protocols include potent and powerful cellular level treatments to revitalize and restore damaged joint tissue. They're not masking the pain. They're going after the very source of it. Yes, you can say goodbye to that chronic pain and live your best life. Learn more about this revolutionary treatment and get a free consultation. Call QC Kinetics now. 770-285-8026. 770-285-8026. That's 770-285-8026.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. If you're over 50 and tired of your wireless bill getting higher and higher, there are 4 things to consider. 1, how much data are you really using? As we get older, we use less data on our wireless phone, but you're probably still paying for an unlimited plan that was designed for 20-somethings. 2, if you see Get a Phone on Us, get your sneakers out and run the other way. No one is giving you a free phone. You are paying for that phone over time with an overpriced rate plan and a long-term commitment. 3, check the fine print on that $15 a month plan. It's probably an intro price that'll double or triple later. You might even have to pay for several months of service up front. Number 4, be aware of cable company wireless plans. Most of your usage will be on Wi-Fi instead of 5G, and your calls and battery life could suffer. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get the same fast, reliable nationwide service without the big wireless bill. Our plans start at just $20 a month.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
I'm declaring certain things that a host, I don't know if you guys realize that if your audience is large enough, there's certain laws that say hosts of radio shows can declare certain things. And I try not to use my power too much, sparingly.
Only for good.
That's the way I see it.
For peace.
For peace. So what I'm declaring is...
Congratulations, Atlanta.
From
peace.
Now it's time for peace. After I bombed the bejesus out of you, now it's time. I'm sure that if Mother Teresa was here, she would agree. That's absolutely the way to find peace. Just bomb the bejesus out of them when they have not bombed you at all. By the way, the last couple of years, remember our missiles have fallen on a Russia that was not firing upon us. And now our bombs have dropped on a country, Iran, that is not fired upon us. So it's a different world that we're living in. My declaration, however, I've decided, and if people ask you, you can point to, this a clause in the law, and this Eric von Hessler was allowed to declare this. Simply questioning the policies of the state of Israel does not make you an anti-Semite. That's off the table. It's done. It's over. I've declared that it is okay to, in the same way that you would criticize any other country, if you criticize the state of Israel and their foreign policy, as per the talk show code of 1989, Clause 7, Eric von Hessler has declared that from this day forward, merely criticizing the policies of the state of Israel.
I wrote that
does
one.
I'm bringing it back.
The ghost of Rush Limbaugh.
Does not make you an anti-Semite. And the fact that you happen to attend a particular church does not make you a friend of Israel. I have declared, especially if your faith says they're all purged in the last stage. By the way, I don't get that one. I don't get how you can believe that in the end, God purges the world of these people, but somehow you're a great friend of theirs. But somebody who comes along and goes, I'm not so sure this makes Israel safer, you're an anti-Semite. The reason it doesn't add up to me is, I get it. I'm not special. It simply doesn't add up. It was made up to make you shut up, as so many things are. Now, will every anti-Semite disagree with the state of Israel? Of course, that's true. But disagreeing with the state of Israel does not make you an anti-Semite. So I hope everybody's happy. Are we happy? I've declared that. It's behind us. It's gone. It's over.
I think it's great. Right. You've done a great job.
I'll put myself out there and say, I demand you cancel me first, because if you catch somebody else merely being critical and you try to cancel them, well, they just will have been following my advice.
Trump just said
Shelley better be careful. I don't like him too much right now.
Trump said that, Eric, you can stand in between Marco Rubio and Pete Hegseth at his next meeting.
Oh, that would be fantastic. We'll fight.
You can be in my wake.
Here's let me piss a few other people off. Because after last weekend, all bets are off. At least I'm telling you what I really, really, truly believe. It is an embarrassment that all the pictures of the president in the war room while this is going down, he's got that stupid hat on his head. I'm sorry. At some point, can we stop with the damn campaign?
Nope. It's only hat.
You don't like my hat? It's beautiful.
Can there be just like really super serious moments in life that have nothing to do with you particularly or your campaign? You're sitting in that war room and your actions are about every single person living in America. The ones who voted for you, the ones who voted against you, and the ones like me who just gave up on voting years ago. You're not bombing Iran from 50% of Americans who believe in you. You're the president of the United States. You represent everybody in America. And the baseball cap with a suit and tie looks stupid. Just absolutely stupid.
He's just trying to follow what major league players, when they end up signing with a new team, they show up with the suit and tie.
I signed with the new team, Team Neocon.
It all makes sense now. It all makes sense. Hey, let's give some stuff away. 2 tickets to see Bryan Adams on Thursday, November 6th at Gas South Arena. Be caller number 10 to 404-872-0750. Tickets are on sale right now at Ticketmaster.com. Alex Williams says there's a crash on 575 in Woodstock.
Yeah, going to have to sound the travel advisory now here, Eric. 575 northbound crash just north of Highway 92, exit 7. Both of the through lanes are blocked right now. Cars scooting over at the end of the on-ramp from 92 to 575 north, already stacked up from Bells Ferry. Go ahead and use the express lanes with the Peach Pass or Highway 5 as some alternates. Elsewhere, still seeing the rough ride out into Lawrenceville on 316 eastbound from Sugarloaf Parkway due to a crash at Highway 120 Duluth Highway. They're trying to clear out of the roadway. We also are seeing a little bit of better news on 285 north near the airport, Andrew Seco.
Looks like we're limited to just one right lane. Those delays already starting to pick back up. 285 north, the Interloop at Cascade Road, exit number 7. Once things are completely cleared, we'll see things moving at a better pace through here. Rest of 285, the slowest as usual, leaving Doraville eastbound on the Interloop. You're on and off that brake pedal from Beaufort Highway down to the Stone Mountain Freeway, exit number 39. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
The guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate is the easiest way to sell your home. You can save time, make the most money, and eliminate all the hassle this summer. Hi, it's Chris Chandler. My friends at Mark Spain Real Estate can sell your home with the strongest all-cash offer in the industry and help you move on your timeline. With over 67,000 satisfied clients, you can trust the most experienced real estate team in the U.S. to sell your home fast and for maximum profit. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
It's Jeff Jr. from Trajan Wealth, and I've got something important to talk to you about, your 401k. If you have changed jobs, there are 2 very important considerations. You don't want to leave your 401k behind, and you don't want to roll it over into your new company plan without consulting Trajan Wealth first. 401ks will often have limited investments or age-based options. Since companies have to make choices to suit all employees, they may not be suited to you, which could cost you fees and money. When you roll over your 401k into an IRA, you not only keep your money growing tax deferred, but you also gain access to a world of investment options specifically designed for you. Trajan Wealth and our fiduciary advisors have helped thousands, and we can do the same for you. Call 404-390-4000. That's 404-390-4000.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor.
Listen up, because women have long waited for the world to recognize the importance of our health.
Northside Hospital goes beyond "we hear you" to "we're out here with you," because women deserve more than open ears.
They deserve open doors, and 1 ounce of action is worth 1,000 words.
Northside is rolling up our sleeves and getting to work for you.
This is a house call. Heard. Learn more at northside.com/heard.
Summer's a time to feel and look your best, but I'm not talking about your abs or your tan. Hey guys, it's Mark Aram here. I'm talking about your hair. Restore that bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning during Advanced Hair's once-yearly summer savings event. Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day, and they guarantee your new hair will grow. There's absolutely no one in hair restoration I trust more than Advanced Hair. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar. Advanced Hair's summer sales event on for a limited time, so get the details and schedule your free consultation today. 470-660-HAIR. One-day treatment, life-changing results. With Advanced Hair, your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Check out the incredible before and afters and take advantage of their best offer ever. That's 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com. 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
At Kroger, we've lowered prices on over 1,000 items across our stores so you can save even more. Whether you're shopping in-store or online at Kroger, we've lowered prices on thousands of the items your family wants and needs. And with lower prices, your dollar goes further every time you shop with us. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Right now, Kroger brand 80% lean ground beef is on sale. 16-ounce packages are only $4.99 each with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
News, weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 5 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio with our top story. After the U.S. strikes Iran's nuclear sites over the weekend, a response today from Iran.
CBS News special report. President Trump is calling for Iran to seek peace with Israel, saying he did not expect further retaliation from Tehran against the United States after its attack on an American base. Business reporter Jason Brooks on the relief on Wall Street.
Oil prices plummeted following the Iran missile attack on a U.S. base in Qatar, which was telegraphed by Iran to the U.S. ahead of time, while crude supplies continued to flow through the Strait of Hormuz, which Iran has threatened to shut down.
A senior White House official tells CBS News it is about to get more hectic. Middle East analyst Joe Cirincione.
We simply don't know what's going to happen next. Any one of them could pull out an attack that they intend to be limited, that could become catastrophic, triggering a chain reaction from the others involved.
President Trump says Iran did give early notice of its strike, making it possible that no one was hurt. CBS News special report. I'm Matt Piper.
And check back often for updates on the conflict between Israel and Iran. We'll have coverage throughout the day and breaking news as it happens. Governor Kemp is reassuring Georgians as tensions rise in the Middle East.
The governor backs President Trump's decision to strike nuclear targets, calling it an action of defense. But he doesn't think the administration will do much more, depending on Iran's reaction.
They do not want troops on the ground in a extended war in the Middle East. We've been there and done that.
Kemp confirms he's been briefed along with other officials by Homeland Security.
Just making sure that people are aware of things like cyber attacks in these type situations.
The governor says he doesn't want Georgians to be overly worried, but says if you see something suspicious, report it. Jennifer Perry, 95.5 WSB.
93 degrees in Atlanta. The AC is not going to get a break this week.
This heat wave will continue this week with afternoon temperatures trending 5 to 10 degrees above average. Finally cooling off as we get closer to the weekend as scattered rain showers and thunderstorms bring some relief to the heat.
Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. And with temperatures soaring this week, the city of Atlanta is opening a cooling center. It's open today until 6 o'clock and reopens tomorrow morning at 11. The cooling center is located at Selena S. Butler Park. Bottled water will be provided to residents at that cooling center. A Kennesaw State University student is killed in a shooting inside an off-campus apartment.
Police were called to the Bixby Apartments on Busby Parkway, and they say the suspect, identified as 22-year-old Anthony Lockett, fired multiple shots.
An argument inside of a Bixby apartment
apartment led to gunfire that left one man dead and another woman injured.
Cobb Police spokesman Aaron Wilson says another person in the apartment returned fire after Lockett began shooting. 24-year-old Jalen Parker died. The female victim, 40-year-old Antoinette Hammonds, is the mother of the suspect. She's now in stable condition at the hospital. Her son in custody, charged with murder. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
The Paulding County Sheriff's Office is investigating after a teenager is found shot to death. The shooting victim, 19 years old. He was found shot to death in an area of Eagles Nest Drive in Hiram. The ribbon is cut today on a major segment of the Atlanta Beltline's West Side Trail.
It's another step towards closing the loop on the Beltline. CEO and President Clyde Higgs says the completion of the 1.3-mile segment 4 marks a key milestone.
So if you can imagine 5 bridges, 27 months of man hours, all sorts of challenges to make this happen. But it's really not about infrastructure. It really is about connecting people.
With this trail, you can travel from Pittsburgh Yards to Huff Road. Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
On the hottest day of the year, there's an air conditioning outage impacting all police and court administrative services in the city of Brookhaven. All services currently suspended. If you had a court date scheduled, a new notice will be sent to you by mail. It is now 5:04. The Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple team traffic begins with Alex Williams.
Some better news for those taking 575 northbound toward Woodstock and beyond. The crash just cleared out of the left lanes on 575 northbound, Highway 92, exit 7. Still seeing the brake lights back at Chastain Road, exit 3, but those should start to thin out just a little bit with 75 northbound on the brake lights. From Windy Hill Road, just stay sluggish all the way up into Kennesaw. 400 northbound. The slowest part of that is in Sandy Springs from 285 up past the North Springs MARTA station. Then brake lights find you again in Alpharetta from Old Milton Parkway past Windward Parkway. Nothing out of the ordinary on 85 northbound, but 316 eastbound still jammed up into Lawrenceville from Sugarloaf Parkway due to a crash right at Highway 120, causing those delays. What's the story through downtown Atlanta, Andrew Zico?
Brake lights, and more brake lights, Alex. North and southbound jammed up either direction. 75, 85 as you leave East Point. They catch you at Lingford Parkway. You're slow up to 17th Street. As you leave Buckhead, you're going to be falling into the brake lights on 85 proper. You're slow all the way down past I-20. That's exit 247. From the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast, sponsored by Shoemate, the official air conditioning of Atlanta. Here's meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Clear skies this evening, sunset just before 9 o'clock. Temperatures still in the mid to upper 80s at that time, slowly cooling to the mid 70s for tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, partly cloudy, very hot, high 98. The humidity is going to make it feel more like 100 to 105. Wednesday, partly cloudy with an isolated pop-up storm possible, high 97. A few scattered pop-up storms on Thursday, high 95. Partly cloudy on Friday with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms, high 93.
It's 92 in Tucker, 90 in Villa Rica, also 90 in Locust Grove. More news at 5:30, breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 3 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now with a congratulations to Sabrina Collier of Auburn, Georgia. Won 2 tickets to see Bryan Adams on Thursday, November 6th at Gas South Arena. Tickets are on sale right now at Ticketmaster.com. All right, well, I think that we've talked a bit about all of the events leading up to World War III. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. All the events, hopefully not leading up to World War III.
World Peace Won.
Okay.
World Peace Won.
Are you saying you won world peace? Or
We did. We just looked. Didn't you see what I said?
I know. You said congratulations, world. Now it's time for peace.
That's right.
Does that mean everywhere in the world or just
the whole world?
Every small skirmish?
Except maybe in some of the places.
Some of the places, yeah. You know, it's so funny when I'm thinking about like this kind of, because a lot of people believe this is really about regime change, you know, and how disastrous that's been for us in the past. Iran started with a regime change in the 50s that we did put this horrible guy in, you know. So like it's been such a disaster. And I've been looking at it, I'm thinking like the United States of America can't even influence Haiti. Like we can't even get Haiti to get its act together right here in our sphere of influence. Tiny, half an island. We can't even. Cuba. We've had for over 60 years. We've had an embargo. It was lifted for 2 minutes under Obama, but basically, yeah, they seem any closer to you? It's like
at one point we had a direct flight from Atlanta.
Yeah, that was very brief. Yeah.
Well,
But
I
it's
came
like-
back and I had to pay back all the people
Yeah,
in
you
Florida.
got a few donations from Florida.
Right.
Yeah, I get it.
That's the way it works.
That cabal. There's this cabal in Miami that believes that they're the next government of Cuba.
They're like the
always.
Shah.
Yeah. They're like waiting. And people are watching Fox News and probably in their own houses. And when you refer to him as the Royal Highness Prince Dumbass of Iran. I'm sorry, it's Prince Dum Dum.
That's a lot nicer. Thank you.
He's a decent guy, but there's no way they're going to allow him to be.
Well,
the
it
leader.
doesn't matter. If he went there, would it not be a suicide mission?
Yes.
I mean, if there's one last thing they'll jump up and do.
They don't want democracy. They want another king.
Well, that's the whole thing. It's like we're all going to go, hey, by the way, here's your new king. You can thank us later.
Bring back the Savak.
Which is the secret police.
Oh yeah, from under the Shah of Iran, who was pretty brutal to his people. We put him in power in the 50s because the people that they wanted in power, he was starting to say really crazy things like, maybe this oil below our ground should belong to us. And that
no.
That was just nuts.
That's a bridge too far.
No. We got to get rid of this guy and put in a Shah. I guess Persians call kings Shah.
His dad was king before as well. So I mean, we have a long history with them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Messing with
Absolutely. There's if people are convinced that I don't know what it is about these leaders around the world. They just wake up one day and hate America. That's something. Look into it. At least this time, I didn't have to feel bad about reading the tweet from Khamenei, right? Because if this would have been 2001, there was all that BS. No, it probably has something in it that says it wakes up a sleeper cell. So don't, okay, there's a bunch of BS. That was never true.
Put duct tape on your windows tonight.
Remember that?
If it's necessary, it would only be necessary because of what you did over the weekend. Boy, all those Iranian troops I saw in my backyard. At least the president's keeping me safe from them.
Well, in all the World War III joke TikTok challenges that are out there now, Georgia keeps being brought up as like target number one because of all of our military installations.
By the way, do people not understand that? We are high on the.
We're high on the list.
I'm assuming L.A., New York, Chicago, maybe in front of us.
They put us on a lot of the TikToks, at least that I was seeing in my For You page, where we're explaining why Georgia would be the number one target because
we got the CDC, we've got the base, we got
Dobbins. People forget about Kings Island down in South Georgia.
What about us? We got the FDA and
you're going to go before
Annapolis.
us. You're going to go before
I
us.
think
You're going to go before us.
Thank you.
Although, how does it work? Like, do they think, well, we have to keep somebody alive to negotiate with?
I would assume.
I don't know. I don't know if they do it that way. All I know is
they go to Delaware instead.
While we're breathing,
hey, you better get out of here.
While we're breathing,
I'm taking a train.
Radioactive waste. Elon and all his buddies will be down in some bunker, and good for them.
On
Try to
Mars.
smell Elon's farts for 25 years. Enjoy that. Not me. I want to look
ketamine.
up. Huh?
Ketamine
smell
thoughts.
like ketamine.
Oh yeah. Oh, what if he gets in there and realizes he didn't bring his ketamine?
Oh, he's going to be miserable.
He's done.
For heaven's sake.
He's done.
Elon, can you help us?
You guys didn't see his drug test, obviously. He came back negative for everything.
Oh, really?
Oh, isn't that wow? I wonder.
30 days.
He also doxed himself in that.
Right. Wait a minute. Probably he doxed himself on purpose.
He put some of his personal information on there that he didn't mean to share with everybody else.
Look up right now. How long does ketamine stay in your system?
Oh yeah, because cocaine and stuff goes out.
Real fast. This has always been the problem for the marijuana smoker. Just for some reason, it just stays in your system and your fatty cells.
2.5 to 3 hours in adults, meaning 10 to 12 hours for the drug to be effectively eliminated from the body.
So his favorite types of designer drugs. It's probably part of their design is to get out of your body as fast as possible.
Why is weed the one that stays?
I know. It's the one that's like, okay, we can get these guys, although because so many states have legalized it, probably less of that going on these days than in the past. Unless you're in, I don't know, Mississippi or something.
Or Texas, where they just made it all super illegal again.
I bet you Joe Rogan's really happy he moved there.
No doubt.
The home of freedom.
At least he's in Austin, though, right?
But still the same. Austin, the governor's right down the street. People don't understand about Austin. Oh, it's a blueberry and a bowl full of cherries. But but the governor's mansion is at the end of the long street there. That's where the Republican always sits. That's running the state. There were a bunch of hippies circling around the Republican governors in Texas.
Free Iran, man.
My goodness gracious. All right. I believe that we could maybe pivot to a few other stories besides
I feel
war
like,
and peace.
I feel like you're missing the big story. Autumn and I were texting about this all day today. The NBA Finals last night, Game 7. We have a new NBA champion.
They'll run it out.
Who cares?
The Thunder have taken the NBA by storm. For the first time, the NBA champion resides in Oklahoma City.
The announcer doesn't even sound that excited.
Well, it was such a blowout. After Tyrese Halliburton went down for the Pacers, he tore his right Achilles. It was over for them, and I felt so bad. I watched the game hoping that they would have a little fight.
I know that Pacers. The Pacers were kind of an underdog in all this, but you know, OKC has been knocking on this. They've been trying to be a great team for a long time.
This rebuild is 6 years in the making.
So it's kind of a cool thing for that. You know, they got the Supersonics out of Seattle. Nobody thought it was like, what? Oklahoma City? What's there? You know, and from the very beginning, that ownership has been trying to be legitimate and go for it and they've been let down by their players a lot, some of their coaching, and Kevin Durant's nonsense that is continuing to this day.
Which amazingly, his trade kind of became the bigger story over Game 7 of the Finals, which you would have thought, like, oh, it's Game 7. Like, we should be talking about Pacers.
Nobody cares if
and
Indiana
OKC
is playing OKC. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Nobody does. It's just
two mid-markets.
The two mid-markets in an association that's not nearly as nationally popular. You got to remember, as the ratings go down, when you go back and look at what the ratings were, during the Jordan era, and even right after, like during Kobe era, in the late 90s, early 2000s, you have to remember when you see how many fewer Americans are watching these events, how many more Americans there actually are living in this country since the late 1990s. So it's not like it's shrinking within the. No, there's actually way more available humans to watch it now in the country, and they're still sliding.
They put it in 100 different places too. I mean, last night while watching it, I
watch it on Channel 2, ESPN.
Oh, it was on Channel 2. You're right. Yeah. It was on ESPN 3. YouTube TV as well too, so you didn't have to have any cable or any antenna.
You put it all together, they probably got 12 million.
I bet it was
something along those lines.
But once Tyrese went down, it was over at that point. So congrats to the OKC Thunder for taking care of business. But
old Jared, he saw the end of one game. He loved the way the Pacers played. He jumped on board.
Several games. Thank you very much.
There was one in particular.
The Knicks game was just incredible. When the Pacers played the Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals, I was like, wow, okay, this Pacers team has it, and I think if Halliburton's healthy, they win it all.
Now the NBA's out of the way, and now we all have to worry about trying to act like we care about the WNBA.
Can he help me rebuild Iran, Halliburton?
This is a different. No, he's not related to
the same.
By the way, Dick Cheney, I think, is now disowning his own daughter. He loves you so much from this Iran strike.
Told Liz to take a hike.
You're a Trumper now?
I'm Trumper. Let's go.
Ever Trumper?
All right, let's roll.
Alex Williams says, I got to tell you, I think that I didn't know Dick Cheney was related to Bill Belichick.
I forgot what he sounded like.
I think he's more like penguin-like.
Good job, Trump.
Go Tar Heels.
Alex Williams says 285 has delays between Doraville and Clarkston.
Yeah, watching the 285 east and southbound delays this afternoon, Eric, starting back around Peachtree Boulevard, exit 31, but really bunches up the closer you get to I-85 Spaghetti Junction, and the long, slow ride continues down to Highway 78, the Stone Mountain Freeway. 285 westbound, seeing some brake lights on and off, leaving Georgia 400 and Sandy Springs over to I-75, and Cobb right next to Truist Park, the home of the Braves. You'll stay on and off the brakes southbound down to Hollowell Parkway. Still got that crash cleanup on the right shoulder from earlier this morning, 285 southbound the outer loop, just before South Cobb Drive, exit 15. 575 recovering, heading toward Woodstock, Andrew Seco.
Starting to see the brake lights thinning out from that earlier trouble, Alex. Northbound right there at Highway 92. That's exit number 7. You still see the brake light stream backing you towards Chastain Road. Just allow for some extra time on your way up towards the Woodstock area. 75 north and southbound, usual volume. On and off that pedal from Delk Road all the way up towards Chastain Road up there. That's exit 271. This sport's sponsored by the International Hot Rod Association. Nitro's back. The IHRA Outlaw Nitro Series is lighting up the track. Nitro Nation, grab your tickets now at IHRA.com. IHRA.com. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
What would you do with $1,000 this summer?
Hotel, pool, week at the beach, cabin in the woods.
Whatever you want to do this summer,
WSB has $1,000 to make it happen.
$1,000 Thursdays gives you the chance to win $1,000 every hour between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m.
Listen for the keyword at 9, 10, and 11 a.m. and 12, 1, 2, and 3 p.m.
Enter the keyword at WSBradio.com or on the WSB app within that hour.
You could win $1,000. Get all the info at WSBradio.com.
$1,000 Thursdays begins this Thursday.
From 95.5 WSB, where Atlanta wins.
As we dive into summer, it's good to know that Georgia Power has a variety of resources to help you save money and find assistance for your energy bills. This is Scott Slade. The Georgia Power My Power Usage Alerts can send you email updates on how much energy you're using. Just go to georgiapower.com/usage and log into your account. For income qualified customers, there are discounts available when you meet certain criteria. There's even a community assistance and resource locator that can help. Find out more at georgiapower.com/assistance.
WSB Atlanta, WSB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Hi, this is Candace from Exovations, and have I got a tip for you. Don't just take my word for it. For over 20 years, you've heard me on the radio sharing remodeling advice. But if you really want to know what sets Exovations apart, go read our reviews. You'll see words like amazing work, incredible experience from start to finish, and again, stress-free. But don't just listen to me. Listen to our reviews. Google Exovations or visit EXOVATIONS.com.
We all know moving is a hassle. What if you could make it way easier and get paid twice? That's right. You sell your house, and instead of one check, you get two. I know it sounds like one of those, but wait, there's more kind of commercials. But this one's real. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler. Orchard gives you cash before your house sells, so you can go ahead and buy your next place now. Meanwhile, Orchard's team is back at your old place, handling repairs, staging, even upgrades, basically transforming it into the best version of your old home. Then they sell it, usually for more, and yeah, you get that money too. So here's the math. Cash when you buy equals payday 1. Cash when you sell equals payday 2. Boom. No spreadsheets required. Just head to orchard.com and get a free home valuation to see how it works. No gimmicks, no stress, no camping out in your cousin's basement. Just a smarter way to move. That's Orchard.
Are the effects of diabetes, prostate cancer, hypertension, or high cholesterol robbing you of your ability to perform in the bedroom? Choice Men's Health can help you eliminate ED and get your bedroom performance back in just one visit. Choice Men's Health offers breakthrough treatments for ED and performance issues in the bedroom to help you regain your confidence and give you back the intimacy with your partner. Call Choice Men's Health right now to make an appointment and find out how you can eliminate ED on the first visit. Popular name brand pills like Viagra and Cialis don't work for everyone and can have serious side effects. Choice Men's Health custom medications work immediately, even if you have a medical history or think you're too old to perform like you used to. Choice Men's Health can help you have a fulfilling sex life again. Call Choice Men's Health today at 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170. Once again, that's 404-400-1170.
It is officially summer break, and we can all take a deep breath. Well, only if your air ducts are clean. Call the cleaning pros at Zero Res to get your ducts insanely clean. And now you can take advantage of their summer sale for 15% off all services, including carpet, area rugs, and air duct cleanings. For a limited time, mention me, Chris Chandler, and you'll get 15% off your next service. That is right, any service, 15% off. Use promo code SUMMERSALE when scheduling online at ZeroResAtlanta.com.
All right. I think what we all want from Jared is we want more ish.
From OK Magazine. This is written by Molly Brand.
Wait a minute. Is that one of those Pepe the Frog type of magazines? Because I heard somebody told me that if you flash the OK sign, that means you love Hitler.
I think that was,
I grew up, it always meant okay. But somebody changed it. So when you say okay, you're not coming from Pepe okay?
I'm not coming from Pepe the Frog. I feel like that's been uncanceled now. It was canceled for a while, that symbol that you're talking about.
You can okay now?
I think it's
just
back
did it in
now.
front of the camera.
I think you can. I think
Please
it's okay.
don't stop. Don't freeze frame.
It also means 666, which is satanic. You see the 6 and the 6 and the 6.
Yeah, but this actually only adds up to 3.
Well, if you look at it that way, no, there's a 6 and then a 6 and a 6.
Oh, I see what you're saying. If you look at it like that.
Yeah.
Good job pretending like you didn't know that, Eric.
What about that thing where you go upside down with your hands and you create goggles like
Junior
with two
Birdman?
okay? Yeah, like is that like satanic or
No, that's just a Junior
anti-Semitic?
Birdman. Hello.
Okay, all right. Yeah, okay.
Hello.
Just like these hand gestures that used to mean nothing now all of a sudden say that you're in favor of Hitler.
In high school, if you did that to somebody, they would have to faint in the hallway. So if you did that gesture where you put them over your eyes and you caught,
Wow, you guys had a lot of fun.
You had to faint in the hallway if you saw.
Well, you guys really knew how to have some fun. Your high school. My high school, the 2 minutes I was at high school, we used to just get high on the 50-yard line on the football field. But you guys apparently were having more fun.
That's right.
Hey, if you see me do this, you got to faint. Ah.
We just hit each other in the sack. Hated that.
Well, you didn't hate it so much that you stopped it. You just hated it when it happened to you.
Yeah, I didn't like it when it happened to me.
You enjoyed
Sneak
it when
attack. Ow!
If I was the principal of that school, you'd be thrown out for doing
Principal started it.
that. Oh, well, it's a hard knock life.
That was in jail.
Yeah, that's a different time. You're right.
That's a different time. Certainly was. All right.
All right. Oprah Winfrey declares she's never been near one of those Sean Diddy Combs parties as the rapper's trial is continuing. So she,
I don't find that hard to believe.
She said she's typically the first to leave a party.
What about Ellen?
She gets tired.
Now, Ellen is a little different. But,
she left the country so she wouldn't get all wrapped up in this.
Oh, is that the conspiracy theory?
Yes.
Are you George
According
Clark?
to TikTok.
George Clark, have you heard? Have you heard? Oh, George has heard it.
I've heard this one too.
Oh. So that's
Autumn
the idea.
knew about her years before she disappeared.
That's all
Sure
very.
did, and everybody said I was wrong, but guess who's right? It was me.
No, that doesn't mean that you were right. because you it's like you read a couple Perez Hilton articles or something.
Absolutely not. It
doesn't
was
make
called
you
Dumois.
right. What was it called?
It was called Dumois.
Yeah, and they were the ones that were breaking the story that Ellen was not
Yes.
so nice.
And
Ellen,
C-Dan.
Years ago.
how mean could she
20
have
years
been?
I've been saying it.
How many years? How mean can Ellen be? I mean, she's diminutive human.
No, she's a jerk to waiters. She's a jerk to people in the service industry. She's a jerk to
So how
you
come
know,
the word
flight
didn't get out
attendants?
more often? Like there were people like, I was afraid because of her power that I would lose my job as a busboy, so I didn't speak out. Like what?
No.
Why didn't people speak out earlier? I guarantee you, if I
They
was
did, but nobody wanted to listen to her.
If I was a
'cause
jerk to
I
one
spoke out
person-
and you said I was wrong.
well, because I just think that
Well,
She danced on her show. Everybody loved it. It was fun.
that's right.
here's the thing.
And then it went
And
away.
she
The
was
reason
a little
that
bit
I was-
untouchable,
The
because
reason
of reasons.
that I was skeptical is because it's very difficult to have a show on television that lasts that long. And in order to have a show that lasts that long, you got to really you got to push your team to make that happen. So I was just trying to protect myself
What?
when people came for me and said that I was a jerk. I believe most of the doctrinaires still fear me enough to deny that I'm a jerk. But let's go around the horn. George?
Not a jerk.
Thank you. Tim?
Nah, I don't think you're a jerk.
Not a jerk.
Jared? Autumn?
Oh, I think my microphone's not working.
Only
Is
one
that
of you.
Hello?
Only one of you has to worry about losing your job. Alex Williams says there's a crash on 85 northbound in Sewanee.
That's right, Eric. Traffic Trooper Jorge first to tip us off to this one. Multi-car crash in a left lane, 85 northbound, just before Highway 317, Lawrenceville, Swanee Road, exit 111. Already seeing the brake lights filling in back toward us. Sugarloaf Parkway, 316 eastbound, thinning out a tad bit from I-85 out into Lawrenceville, where we had the earlier crash at Highway 120 Duluth Highway. Toughest part of the ride on I-75 in Cobb County is definitely through Marietta into Kennesaw, 75 northbound. You're seeing the slow ride from Delk Road continuing still up to Chastain Road, exit 271. And now we got new trouble on 85 heading up toward the airport on the south side, Andrew Seco.
As you're leaving Union City, going to be dodging a crash in the right lane, 85 northbound, north of Flat Shoals Road, exit number 66. Brake lights taking you back a little bit towards Fairburn. No need for an alternate, just a quick tap of that pedal. 75 north and southbound through McDonough. Got that volume slowing you down from Highway 155 up towards Jodico Road, exit 222. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage on any age, system, make, or model. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
You know, I've had listeners, coworkers, friends come up and ask me, hey, Aram, what makes Advanced Hair Restoration different? Well, allow me to share, along with some details on, get this, their once-a-year summer savings event. First off, Advanced Hair stands by the results, and their before and afters are second to none. With Advanced Hair, your own natural hair guaranteed to grow. Secondly, Advanced Hair combines top-rated physicians with modern technology, creating a concierge-quality experience that's hard to find elsewhere. Finally, Advanced Hair's Advanced FUE begins regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. Quick, simple, and easy. Now, if you have a flexible schedule this summer and you've been waiting for the savings special opportunity, it's here, friends. Advanced Hair Summer Savings Event will get you the most hair for your dollar. It's their best offer ever. For details and to schedule your free consultation, call 770-660-HAIR. One-day treatment, life-changing results. Your new hair guaranteed to grow. 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
Buying a car shouldn't be a mystery. Hi, I'm Stacey Ellis, Vice President of the Jim Ellis Automotive Group. At Jim Ellis, we believe in complete transparency because you deserve to know exactly what you're getting. That's why we show you all the numbers, no hidden fees, no surprises. We explain every option clearly so you can make the right decision with confidence. And if you ever have questions, we have answers. Our team is here to guide you, making sure you're informed and in control every step of the way. At Jim Ellis Automotive, we don't want to sell you just any car. We want to help you buy the right car, because doing the right thing for you is what matters most to us. Experience car buying the way it should be. Honest, straightforward, and built around you. And don't forget, Jim Ellis buys cars too. It's the safe and easy way to get maximum value for your car. To get started, visit one of our 21 convenient locations across Metro Atlanta or shop online at jimellis.com. The quick, easy, and convenient way to search and compare more than 5,500 cars, trucks, and SUVs. Jim Ellis Automotive, where you can always expect the best.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 5:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by QC Kinetics. Our top story, Iran launches missiles at a U.S. base in Qatar. The missiles were intercepted and there are no injuries. It's in retaliation to the U.S. bombing of Iran's nuclear facilities over the weekend. President Trump posts on social media about Iran's response.
I'm Stacey Lynn at the White House. The president called the strike weak, but also thanked Iran for giving advance notice, which he said made it possible for no one to be hurt, adding perhaps Iran can now proceed to peace and harmony in the region, and I will enthusiastically encourage Israel to do the same.
Retired Air Force Lieutenant General Mark Wetherington says Iran's retaliation today may not be the end of it.
We knew there was going to be a response. It's going to be that unconventional response, the thing that we don't expect. That I'm most worried about in the long term.
Iran fired more than a dozen missiles in today's attack. Now, WSB Money update, and oil prices take a dive today after Iran's response.
Well, don't expect prices at the gas pump to go lower just yet, but oil took a real tumble today, closing at $68.51 a barrel and moving even lower in after-hours trading. That's after Iran's missile strike on a U.S. airbase in Qatar hit no energy assets or infrastructure there, and the Strait of Hormuz shipping lane off the coast of Iran, a critical conduit for Iranian oil going to China, remains open. So no sign of any shortages of oil coming from the region, at least not yet. I'm Bloomberg's Tom Busby for 95.5 WSB.
93 degrees in Atlanta. We've got a heat wave. And do we get a break any day this week? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. New this half hour, Kroger announces plans to close about 60 stores over the next 18 months, and that includes 4 in Metro Atlanta. The stores are on Morosco Way in Atlanta, Douglas Road in Alpharetta, Memorial Drive in Decatur, and Buford Highway in Brookhaven. Kroger is assuring all employees from those closing stores they will be offered positions at other locations. The grocery store chain says it's an effort to streamline operations and enhance efficiency. Shots are fired at an off-campus apartment complex near Kennesaw State University, killing a student.
An argument inside of a Bixby apartment led to gunfire that left one man dead and another woman injured.
Officer Aaron Wilson with Cobb Police says the suspect is 22-year-old Anthony Lockett. He fired several shots, killing 24-year-old Jalen Parker. Someone else in the apartment also fired shots, injuring the suspect's 40-year-old mother. She's in stable condition. Lockett is charged with murder. 2 shootings in Marietta around Easter are related to gang activity.
The shootings on April 19th and 21st alarmed the public as they happened in daylight when people were walking along the streets. But Marietta Police's Chuck McPhillamy says there's no cause for alarm. The 2 incidents are linked to inter-gang activity. He has a good reason for not naming the gangs involved.
Because the gangs would love nothing more than the notoriety, we are not releasing the names of those non-traditional neighborhood hybrid gangs.
In all, 5 people are charged in the 2 shootings. There could be more arrests and charges. Lisa Nicholas, 95.5 WSB.
Funeral plans are announced for Adriana Smith. She's the brain-dead pregnant woman from Atlanta who was kept on life support since February to deliver her baby. According to the funeral home, celebration of life services are set for Saturday at noon at Fairfield Baptist Church in Lithonia, followed by a burial the same day. Smith's case drew national attention. Her baby, named Chance, was born last week and is currently in a NICU. A major milestone for the Atlanta Beltline.
Because a lot of folks said that this couldn't be done. We couldn't figure out the funding, all the various challenges, but we are here.
Atlanta Beltline President and CEO Clyde Higgs at today's ribbon-cutting ceremony for a new segment with a huge portion of the West Side Trail now complete. It creates the longest uninterrupted trail segment on the Atlanta Beltline to date. It is now 5:34. This news sponsored by Findlay Roofing. Time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple team traffic begins with Alex Williams.
Been dealing with a stall in the right lane. They're working to clear it, but it's still been causing delays. This is 285 northbound, the outer loop over there on the east side in DeKalb before Glenwood Road exit 44, putting extra pressure on the ride back toward Flat Shoals. Now, if you're traveling I-20 eastbound in DeKalb County through that work zone, just on and off the brakes from 285 to exit 71 there, Panola Road heading toward Lithonia. The West Freeway, 20 westbound, we'll call it sluggish today out of West Atlanta. Started to see a few delays starting around Martin Luther King Jr. Drive as you head out to Fulton Industrial Boulevard. Eastbound, the slow ride is in place from Riverside Parkway, exit 46, over there to 285, the west side perimeter. We've also had our eyes on trouble on I-85 in Suwanee, Andrew Seco.
DOT is telling us of a left lane, 85 northbound. Got a crash right there at Lawrenceville-Suwanee Road, exit 111. Those delays mixing with the volume. You're jammed all the way back past Sugarloaf Parkway. Looking at about an extra 15 minutes of a ride as you approach 985. Rest of the Northeast, we're looking at some more delays. 316 eastbound right there, Highway 120. Might have a new crash. Going to pour through some jam cams. See what the holdup is, taking you all the way back towards I-85. From the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Clear skies this evening, sunset just before 9 o'clock. Temperatures still in the mid to upper 80s at that time, slowly cooling to the mid 70s for tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, partly cloudy, very hot, high 98. The humidity is going to make it feel more like 100 to 105. Wednesday, partly cloudy with an isolated pop-up storm possible, high 97. A few scattered pop-up storms on Thursday, high 95. Partly cloudy on Friday with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms, high 93.
It's 93 now in Lawrenceville, 91 in Dallas, 93 in Riverdale. More news at 6 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Man's best friend. Loyal, trustworthy, dependable. Aw, that's Rufus, the bulldog, the chief barking officer for Findlay Roofing. The roof guys. Hey, it's Dave Baker. For over 30 years, Findlay Roofing's been your roof's best friend. They're the perfect match for your roof. Findlay is loyal with a lifetime warranty, trustworthy with upfront pricing, and dependable with the highest quality work. When you're not seeing Rufus on Findlay Roofing trucks, billboards, and TV commercials, he loves playing games like Fetch and Tug of War. But Rufus knows that if you play games with your roof, you'll lose every time. You'll always win with Findlay. They're the extra effort experts, making sure you have a remarkable roof replacement experience. When it comes to your roof, think of Rufus and Findlay first. 0% financing available. Schedule your free roof analysis, no obligation, no charge at FindlayRoofing.com.
The guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate is the easiest way to sell your home. Now you can save time and make the most money and eliminate all hassles this summer. Hey, Sean Hannity, Mark Spain Real Estate can sell your home with the strongest all-cash offer in the industry and help you move on your timeline. With over 67,000 satisfied clients, you can trust the most experienced real estate team in the U.S. to sell your home fast. Go to markspain.com and start packing.
The attorneys at Steel Horse Law meet directly with you. SteelHorseLaw.com.
Plan today so you can potentially do the things you've always wanted in retirement. Listen Saturdays at 6 to Retire Ready with David Nicholas of Nicholas Wealth Management. Nicholas Wealth is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies.
It's officially time for Zerorez's annual summer sale. Take advantage and get 15% off all cleaning services. Mention Chris Chandler to secure this deal today or book online at ZeroRezAtlanta.com. Zerorez. All they leave is clean.
I just ask you, are you? You say, I'm not.
Well, if you must know, it is a very tender and loving robot. I was going to get the torso, but I got a little bonus for this war.
Yeah, you got a little extra bonus.
I got a little extra cash, so I got the whole kit and caboodle.
You got the whole male sex robot, huh?
And you can actually shave it.
Like that old Play-Doh thing? Because I remember I used to be able to shave from the Play-Doh stuff.
No, it's real hair. It grows out of it. You just shave it off, and then you push a little button, and the whiskers grow back.
Do you ever get jealous that your male sex robot doesn't have ladybugs?
Well, you can add ladybugs to it if you want. Do the ladybug scissor.
The neocons, man, they're just they've got all their.
I don't know what we're implying.
All their sex toys out. Victoria Newland, she's. They got the anti-neocon president to do what they've been wanting for 30 years.
Bill Kristol didn't know what to do this week.
Fighting against himself.
Quit targeting Latin Americans.
Spent a lot of time in the bathroom, I would imagine. Enjoying the fruits.
You had a
of
lot
success.
of like moderate Republicans that were being incredibly safe with what they were saying, where it's like,
oh, you got to be safe or else dear leader may not like me anymore. Vote for me because I'm a strong person, but I'm going to have to suck up to this guy over here. I'm going to be kissing his ass all day long, but vote for me because I'm an independent, strong person.
Not Thomas Massey. He wouldn't shut his big fat yap.
Yeah, and now he's the bad guy.
He's evil. Look at that hair.
Yeah. God forbid anyone disagree. Remember, disagreement means must be crushed by you, right? There's no place for disagreement. That just means that you're against the success of the United States of America. If you disagree with Trump, right?
Here. You said it better than I could.
I'm singing your song,
Thank
right?
you. You're back in my good graces. You and Shelley. Well, Shelley, I got to talk to because
Well, there are some people who don't just sign up and follow a person. Some people actually, it's ideas that get them interested.
What
in
if
politics.
I got him free meals at Publix every day for the next 5 years?
I think you're doing all right. I think you're starting to break the ice a little bit.
I'll talk to Shelley about it.
You do have that power as president of the United
right.
States. Whatever you do, just don't bomb my house.
No, I'm not going to bomb your house.
Okay.
Why would I bomb your house?
Well, because maybe I was, getting out of line here.
You're still an American.
Okay.
Not a good one, but
it turns out there are uranium facilities underneath Eric von Hessler's house.
That's a rumor.
Look, it's a vein.
I have a right.
It's a vein of uranium ore.
Some people.
He also has a bunch of stuff that makes batteries. Like whatever they need to make batteries.
No, these are just rumors.
So it's right under his house.
These are rumors. Not at all true, Mr. President.
If you hear it, it's a mosquito, not a drone.
But you have people like Lisa Murkowski, who again they're you can hear her walking the tightrope.
Right, they're all afraid of Trump and his followers.
It's ridiculous.
It's absurd.
I mean, listen to this.
Well, I think we're all concerned that we could be moving towards another one of these forever wars or a long war. Nobody wants that. I think we've heard the president say that he doesn't want that. His team has said we don't want that.
Well, I have to be.
My dog said that he doesn't want that.
And then Kristi Noem came and shot my dog. Did Kristi Noem shoot your dog for saying that they don't want that?
My dog said that he didn't want to be shot by Kristi Noem. Also, these forever wars. You never know. I think it's pretty. It could be. Who knows?
Yeah.
There's just no telling.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Who
Possible.
knows? Possible.
That's the Congress for you. MTG's gotten pretty. Let's play her again. 'Cause I gotta say that she's, she's. I think speaking for MAGA. I don't know. Is she? I don't know because I don't know if MAGA is about ideas at all or is just about following the person. I really don't know. I honestly don't know.
I think it's become more about following the person, at least from what I've seen over the
MTG,
past.
though, is not afraid of losing her status.
6 months in. 6 months in, Steve, and here we are, turning back on the campaign promises, and we bombed Iran on behalf of Israel. Yes, it was on behalf of Israel. We're entering a nuclear war, the World War III, because the entire world is going to erupt. And you want to know the people that are cheering it on right now? Their tune is going to drastically change the minute we start seeing flag draped coffins on the nightly news, on Fox News that brainwashes all the baby boomers, and on CNN that brainwashes all the Democrat baby boomers. And that is exactly how this is going to go down.
Yeah, it's going to be Tucker Carlson and Marjorie Taylor Greene ticket.
Well, she has
2020.
tweeted within the hour.
Is she backing off?
A little bit. She said, the press and some other nasty people would love to write lying headlines and create dirty rumors that there's a break between me and President Trump. Wrong, period. MTG, hearts, DJT.
Okay.
Oh, it's love.
It all
it's love.
comes
Now
back. Yeah, and
maybe back off
Listen.
of the criticism.
I love you
No,
too.
listen, we're family.
Yeah.
And when you're here, you're family. And when sometimes families fight.
Yeah, they do.
disagree.
They do. They fight, but usually it's the daddy who's right.
I have to be.
You'll always be my daddy, Trump.
Call me daddy.
I have to
I
be.
call you my diddy.
I would say right now that don't call him your Diddy. That's not
We
right.
are family.
I've got MTG and me
With me. She's beautiful.
I think that some of that maybe because in the first flush here, I would say that the good news in the immediate is that it does look to me that Iran's missiles being fired at these bases, that this does look like just a bit of a show for their own people. They're not really the way they're tearing apart Tel Aviv. They could go after our bases using the same kind of philosophy. Sending a bunch of decoys out and then they're having their good missiles come in. They're not doing that. So that's kind of the best scenario that we can hope for right now is that there is going to be some sort of diplomatic thing, or it might not even be that good. Iran could have a long plan. Who knows? But that's what you hope for is that right now they're putting on a show for their own people so their own people aren't wondering, why are you taking this sitting down? But that can change. That can easily change. And, the propaganda outlets, as MTG is talking about, CNN and Fox News, they're going to report it as, they're trying, but we're knocking them down. Listen, Iran called Qatar, told them, we're going to do this bombing.
Hello, Qatar.
Yeah.
Yes, we are going to send the missiles.
Yeah. And if the United States had better have gotten our troops out of harm's way, I mean, that would be the absolute. If they did something like this and didn't work on the contingency of getting our troops out of harm's way, that would be really awful. So I don't believe that happened. So we could be involved in this. So what I'm saying is that is a sign of de-escalation if the Iranians are just putting on a show for their own people as opposed to actually trying to kill Americans at bases. And it looks like that's what's going on right now. So, I'm not wishing for anything that I want to go back in time to Thursday before this happened. That's what I really want. But in the wake of it happening, I want to be wrong. I want the neocons for the very first time in the history of the world to actually be right about something. I find that difficult to believe that would come true, but I still would think that they're lunatics, but we would have gone like a phew, because a stop clock is right twice a day. I would hope that this is one of the 2 times a day that the neocon consistently stopped clock wrong team would somehow get something right so that the rest of us and our grandchildren don't have to pay for this for the next 2 or 3 generations. Alex Williams says it's a slow ride through downtown.
Yeah, it is a ugly Monday afternoon out there for sure, Eric. 85 southbound jams in right at Georgia 400 with 75 delays picking up south of Moores Mill. And you're going to stay on the brake pedal, 75, 85 southbound as you make that commute down to I-20. Northbound stacked and packed, 75, 85 northbound from Highway 166 Langford Parkway. That ride doesn't break free of those delays until you approach the exit to 10th Street, exit 250, then much better for the ride up into Midtown, Northeast Atlanta, and Buckhead. Checking the ride to the southern suburbs with the help of Andrew Seco.
Better news as you're rolling through Union City. The crash completely cleared. All lanes back open. Speeds back up to speed limit here. 85 northbound, north of Flat Shoals Road, exit 66. We did just watch some trouble peter out through the Conley Rex area, 675 southbound near Highway 23. We did have something, but the delays are thinning out as we speak. From the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
The news breaks.
The U.S. carried out attacks on 3 nuclear sites in Iran.
The details emerge.
There's no military in the world that could have done what we did tonight.
And we've got it all covered.
U.S. bombers are on their way home.
Stay with 95.5 WSB throughout the day for the very latest.
Remember, there are many targets left.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's breaking news station.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
It's officially time for Zero Res's annual summer sale. Take advantage and get 15% off all cleaning services. Mention Chris Chandler to secure this deal today or book online at ZeroResAtlanta.com. Zero Res. All they leave is clean.
Bugs bugging you? Better call Breda Pest Management. They handle bugs and critters. And Breda is proud to sponsor Scott Slade, Georgia, every Thursday on Atlanta's Morning News.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-575-2798.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-575-2798. That's 800-575-2798.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Ever wish selling your house came with a bonus round? With Orchard, you get cash up front to buy your next place, then more when your old one sells. Check it out with a free valuation at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription, and I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really works so good. Makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. testimonialist was compensated for their time.
Hey, is it hot enough for you?
Yeah.
It's just going to get hotter, right? I guess in the
We're
Midwest.
in the heat dome, I guess.
Oh, is that... were you queuing me up, Mr. Andrews?
Place could be on fire. Jared would brightside it.
Yes.
I love the heat.
I do. I was sweating this morning. I loved it. I was like, I love the humidity. I wish it was like
my
this
house is on
longer.
fire, but I got a cough and it got a lot of stuff out of my lungs.
It'll kill the roaches.
Yeah.
I'm all for the heat.
Nobody loves humidity. I've never heard anybody say,
I love humidity.
I love humidity.
I do. I love humidity. I stand on the record on this one.
Only in Atlanta, though. If you were in another city, you would hate it.
No, that'd be terrible. Oh, Birmingham. They're no Atlanta.
Now that humidity's different over there in Birmingham.
Mississippi, their humidity's too much.
It's
that
a weird
Louisiana swamp humidity. No, thank you. But ATL?
I would rather take 88 in Atlanta with 100% humidity over like 90 degrees in Phoenix with the dry heat.
No, you wouldn't.
I would.
No, you
I promise.
You're
I
out of
would.
your mind.
He promises.
You're out of your mind.
I've always liked humidity. I don't know why.
Well, I read an article. I've always liked humidity.
I always
don't know
have.
why. I'm not afraid to. Hey, look, I'm proud of it.
Hey, I grew up in the South. This is my home. I'm just used to it.
I grew up in the South, too.
And his name is Jared Yams.
I grew up in the South as well, sir.
Kinda. You grew up all over the place.
Yeah, but part of that was the South.
Kinda.
I lived in Memphis, Tennessee.
You spent some time in the South.
No, I lived in the South from December of 1972 until like the summer of 1980.
When did you become a man? Where did you become a man?
Yeah.
Where did you become a
I
man?
became. Are you asking me where I lost the
Where
innocence?
you became a man?
That would be
In
Baton
Barbara's
Rouge.
So you're a Southern.
That was. Yes, I became
Because that's
a
how
man.
you determine it.
I think that's a pretty
Mexico.
From the time you're 8 years old. I lived in the South.
Not in America. That's for sure.
Autumn, I think you're completely wrong. I lived in the South from the time I was 8 until I was 16. Those are pretty formative years.
Yeah, well, I didn't know that. so-
Okay, well, maybe you shouldn't be
She never
saying things
listens.
when you don't
What?
know.
The
You're
important
like
thing-
she's like Ted Cruz, and Tucker Carlson asked Ted Cruz how many people lived in Iran. He's like, I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, you just want to overthrow the government? Yeah, because Ted Cruz, beyond the I don't know thing, which was ridiculous, just his whole argument. And he's like, that's how these neocons are. Well, let's get this straight. I want more countries that like America and less countries that don't like it. Really? Your foreign policy can be explained in a coloring book? This is really how you walk around the world, as if there's no nuance whatsoever. And the neocons, even after Afghanistan and Iraq, still running around with this bizarre idea. All of these countries are full of citizens that want nothing more than for America to come in and bomb the bejesus out of the regime and have this is what they want.
They hate us for our freedom.
Now, I know that every single time we've done that, it's turned out not to be true, but this time it's true.
And Tucker has Wikipedia. He could look up populations.
But it's still.
That's what people were saying.
Of course, as if it's a gotcha question. It's like a gotcha question. I want to change the government through force of another country who's no threat to my people. I know, you think maybe you'd know something about the country, like, I don't know, how many people live there, like how difficult it'll be. Like that it's like 3 times more populated than Iraq, and that went so well. What is there to worry about with these people in charge? Alex Williams. You know what it is? It's one that I know why Trump did it. Because he said after a while in his presidency, you'd be tired of winning.
Right.
And so he realizes we need to lose a little bit.
Yeah, we do. A little bit to remember what it's like.
To win, right.
Yeah.
Alex Williams has good and bad news on 85 through Sewanee.
Yeah, we're going to start with the good news here, Eric. That earlier 85 northbound crash before Lawrenceville-Swanee Road, Highway 317, exit 111. That's cleared. Still seeing some brake lights, though, back to 316. The bad news is new southbound crash in the same area, 85 southbound at Old Peachtree Road, exit 109. This crash is in 2 left lanes. No alternate needed yet, but the worse it gets, and we'll keep an eye on it. We will send you over to Satellite Boulevard when it calls for it. 85 northbound Northbound out of DeKalb into Gwinnett County, sluggish from Chamblee Tucker Road up past Jimmy Carter Boulevard in Norcross. And still watching a jam on 285 on the east side of town, Andrew Seco.
As we circle the city, finding the worst of it right there where that crash was. It was in the right lane, 285 north, the outer loop at Glenwood Road, exit 44. The brake light still taking you all the way back towards 675. Second worst spot leaving Doraville. 285 east, the inner loop on and off that pedal from Buford Highway down towards Ponce de Leon Avenue, exit number 40. Triple team traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Oh, popsicle drips, muddy shoes, and summertime messes. Don't let them take over your home. Call Zerorez Carpet and Air Duct Cleaning. Zerorez uses their ZR water technology, no dirt-attracting soaps, no harsh chemicals, just a truly clean, healthy home. Right now, take advantage of their summer sale. Get 15% off all services, that is carpets, air ducts, rugs, tile, and more, all 15% off. Just mention Chris Chandler or book now at ZerorezAtlanta.com, and yeah, they do commercial cleaning too. Zerorez, all they leave is clean.
WSB Atlanta, WSBB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
We all know moving is a hassle. What if you could make it way easier and get paid twice? That's right. You sell your house, and instead of one check, you get two. I know it sounds like one of those, but wait, there's more kind of commercials. But this one's real. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler. Orchard gives you cash before your house sells, so you can go ahead and buy your next place now. Meanwhile, Orchard's team is back at your old place, handling repairs, staging, even upgrades, basically transforming it into the best version of your old home. Then they sell it, usually for more, and yeah, you get that money too. So here's the math. Cash when you buy equals payday 1. Cash when you sell equals payday 2. Boom! No spreadsheets required. Just head to Orchard.com and get a free home valuation to see how it works. No gimmicks, no stress, no camping out in your cousin's basement. Just a smarter way to move. That's Orchard.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell, and for over a decade, I've trusted America's best choice for windows, doors, siding, and decks.
Spring is the perfect time to update your home, and America's Best Choice makes it easy with these spring specials. Highest quality, energy-efficient windows starting at just $299. Take 10% off a new deck and create the outdoor oasis of your dreams. No pressure, no gimmicks. Visit abcwin.com today to schedule your free consultation.
Summer's a time to feel and look your best, but I'm not talking about your abs or your tan. Hey guys, it's Mark Aram here. I'm talking about your hair. Restore that bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning during Advanced Hair's once-yearly summer savings event. Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day, and they guarantee your new hair will grow. There's absolutely no one in hair restoration I trust more than Advanced Hair. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar. Advanced Hair summer sales event on for a limited time, so get the details and schedule your free consultation today. 470-660-HAIR. One-day treatment, life-changing results. With Advanced Hair, your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Check out the incredible before and afters and take advantage of their best offer ever. That's 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com. 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
News, weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
At 6 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News is sponsored by Mark Spain Real Estate. Our top story, Iran responds.
CBS News special report. Iran retaliated today for the U.S. strikes on its nuclear facilities. Margaret Brennan reports more than a dozen missiles were fired at a U.S. base in Qatar.
The United States and Qatar were able to be in communication well in advance of the attack actually being launched to prepare.
President Trump called it a very weak response, but Holly Williams reports the attack has many countries on edge.
Many countries here in the Middle East were deeply concerned by the U.S. strikes against Iran, even Saudi Arabia, Iran's arch rival. We assume that they are more concerned now.
House Speaker Mike Johnson today defended the strikes on Iran without notifying Congress.
The Commander-in-Chief has Article 2 responsibilities. They're very serious and important, especially in times like this. I think he used that authority judiciously.
Iran Iran says the number of missiles it fired today matched the number the U.S. used over the weekend. CBS News Special Report, I'm Cammie McCormick.
A bipartisan group of Georgia House lawmakers signed a resolution supporting the bombing of Iran's nuclear program.
The resolution signed by 100 members of the Georgia House condemns, quote, Iranian aggression, its military arms, and global terrorist proxies. 99 Republicans and 1 Democrat. State Representative Esther Panich, the only Jewish member of the legislature, signed in support of the resolution, which also says President Trump's decision demonstrated unwavering resolve in confronting hostile regimes. Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
93 degrees in Atlanta, and the heat is on this week.
The hottest day of the year so far may occur on Tuesday with a forecast high of 98. Now, this time last year, Atlanta did reach 100 degrees. That occurred on June 26, 2024.
Will we get any rain this week to bring us some relief? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. A 19-year-old is dead after an accidental shooting in Paulding County at the hands of a toddler. Let's get a live report now from WSB's Veronica Waters.
Yeah, and Bill, it was at the time of day when folks are getting up, getting ready to start their day. Paulding County Sheriff Ashley Henson says gunfire shattered this morning's quiet inside a home on Eagles Nest Drive in Hiram when a toddler found the victim's own handgun.
This individual, the decedent, was asleep, and the 3-year-old happened upon this unsecured weapon. We're still trying to piece together how it took place, but unfortunately got it, was playing with it, messing with it, and it went off, unfortunately fatally killing this young man.
Henson pleads with adults to always secure their weapons.
Tragedy strikes when guns are left unsecured.
Reporting live, Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
A Kennesaw State University student is killed in a shooting in an off-campus apartment complex.
Police say 22-year-old Anthony Lockett had been involved in an argument at the Bixby Apartments earlier in the day. He returned sometime later with a gun.
Fired multiple shots inside the apartment, one of which struck Jalen Parker, a 24-year-old male of Kennesaw. An individual living inside the apartment then returned fire. The suspect's mother, Antoinette Hammonds, was also shot.
Aaron Wilson with Cobb Police says Parker died and Hammonds was taken to the hospital where she's listed in stable condition. Lockett is now facing aggravated assault and murder charges. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
Marietta police released new details today about 2 shootings around Easter weekend. The shootings are connected and gang-related. Officer Chuck McPhillamy says a 17-year-old is in custody.
The original who was arrested related to the Monday afternoon shooting is now facing gang charges for these incidents.
1 teen recovering from his injuries. 2 teens were injured in the other shooting. A ribbon-cutting ceremony today for a new segment of the Atlanta Beltline.
From here at Lena Street all the way up to Wheeler Street, bringing us nearly 7 miles of continued paved trail from Pittsburgh Yards all the way to Huff Road, y'all.
Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens at today's ceremony. This creates the longest uninterrupted trail segment on the Beltline to date. It is now 6:04. The Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, Triple Team Traffic begins with Alex Williams.
And got some better news for those traveling from Suwanee toward Duluth. Crash 85 southbound at Old Peachtree Road, exit 109. That was quickly pushed off to the right from the 2 left lanes, so good news there. Still seeing some northbound delays through Dorville into Norcross on 85 north from Chamblee Tucker Road up to Jimmy Carter Boulevard, exit 99. 400 northbound starting to improve, but tapping the brakes in Sandy Springs from Abernathy up to Northridge Road, exit 6. And 75 northbound still on and off the brakes, but through Marietta, Kennesaw, and up into Ackworth. New trouble on I-75 in Stockbridge, Andrew Seco.
Watching officials block that right lane of the Jam Cam 75 northbound approaching Hudson Bridge Road, exit 224, mixing with the brake lights. With the volume here, we are already really slow, but seeing the jam all the way back into Locust Grove. The brake lights catching you as you pass Bill Carter Parkway, exit 212. From the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast, sponsored by Shoemate, the official air conditioning of Atlanta. Here's meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Clear skies this evening, sunset just before 9 o'clock. Temperatures still in the mid to upper 80s at that time, slowly cooling to the mid 70s for tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, partly cloudy, very hot, high 98. The humidity is going to make it feel more like 100 to 105. Wednesday, partly cloudy with an isolated pop-up storm possible, high 97. A few scattered pop-up storms on Thursday, high 95. Partly cloudy on Friday with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms, high 93.
90 right now in McDonough, 90 in Roswell, and 91 in Winder. More news at 6:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
That's right, Caiaccio. Hour 4 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now. 98 degrees tomorrow.
Do we love the humidity?
Oh, Jared does.
Yeah, it's
Jared,
beautiful.
Jared loves the humidity.
There's just something great about a good sweat. And I don't know what it is. It just feels
Yeah,
so
especially
relieving.
when you're wearing all your clothes.
Well, so like for me, I'm
yeah,
not.
and like you have to be somewhere, and you don't want to stink up the room, but just walking, just dripping wet the
So
whole time.
when I'm doing my workouts in the morning, I went on a nice run this morning. I got back, I was drenched, but it felt great. I was like, man,
Yeah,
I'm
but
ready
what
to
if
start
you're
the
not
week.
working out and you're just standing there or like having
Being
to,
drenched.
Well, you just have to protect yourself.
Before
Make sure
you
you
get on
don't
the-
sweat.
How do you do that?
You know what? I've got little superpowers on how to not sweat.
He's a liar. By the way, I've changed the way the word liar. It's the other N word. Just say he's a neocon.
He's a neocon.
Hey, guess who's here? Greg Ross is here.
That's right.
Okay, very good. I was.
Hello.
You know, we're trying to get used to doing the stories from Studio B1 without the sounder. Although
Monday edition.
It is.
Clearly, I am too.
Hold on now.
My
It is in
delayed
fact.
response.
It is in fact.
Monday edition
of stories from Studio B1. And I think it's hotter probably where you are than here. Isn't the East Coast, the Northeast, getting it pretty hard? I was in Rochester, New York over the weekend, and it was like 92 degrees, which that hardly ever happens there. So
Yeah, it's going to be 100 tomorrow. It's really hot right now, which is why I'm doing the show from a different location. I'm usually upstairs, but the upstairs is so hot, and we have window units. I can't have the air conditioning on while I'm doing the show. So I said, screw that. I'm going to the bedroom where it's cooler.
It's cooler. So you're not gonna end up being like a very happy Jared sweating your new
It's good for you.
Hiney off.
Your hiney off.
It's good for you. It's good to get that sweat going.
Yeah, I love it.
It's not.
Nobody
It
loves
is.
humid.
It absolutely is good for you. And I do like humidity.
That's ridiculous to like humidity.
I do.
That's like saying, you know what I like? Every once in a while, somebody will come up with a ball ping hammer and just crack me over the forehead. Well, I really like that.
That clears out your brain.
It really
you know?
does. It really,
it's good for you.
Yeah,
No comparison.
Tornado helps clean up the brush.
That's
I'll
right.
be
Spring
honest.
cleaning.
Yeah.
Good tornado.
When it's like 75, 78 degrees, I need a little jacket. I get kind of chilly in that.
Yeah,
now.
okay, so you change the W to a P, and you hit reality. That rhymes, ladies and gentlemen.
It sure did.
I know there's other humidity lovers out there. I know there are.
Yeah.
I believe in it.
Did you put that in your profile for your dating profile?
That was on my Hinge.
Humidity lover. You're not a humidity lover. That's why you're up there in the.
No, I can't stand the humidity. I don't like the heat. And people say dry heat's so much better. It's not. I've been in Arizona when it's 115 degrees. That's
It is
not fun either.
It's better.
That's a sauna.
Yeah, it's a sauna, but I would choose it over 105 degrees plus humidity. I would choose it over that. But listen, let's not argue over this because. I mean, luckily we live in a time of such world peace that these are the things we argue about. So I guess that's a good thing.
There's gonna be a lot of peace coming our way.
Yeah.
Look, Trump is working with Putin, saying you can take some of these lands in Ukraine. You back out of Iran. You let me do this thing. You've got Saudi Arabia, who wants the U.S.'s protection. They need to get out of the oil trade. It can't be their only the main driving factor of their economy. They always say they're not going to trade with Israel unless Israel has the two-party solution on the table. But there's a lot of things happening. I think this is all planned.
You think it's going to work out?
I think it's going to work. The Iran thing, it's not like I like to wake up hearing the news because I was still in Germany then. I had to get on the plane.
Oh, I know. And listen, I found out about it in the Rochester airport, and I thought, I'm glad I'm getting on a plane 10 minutes after this happened and not 10 days.
That's what I thought. I was like, is there going to be problems at the airport now? And I don't even know where these thoughts came from. It's just a thing that crossed my mind. But the more I think about it, Iran isn't the traditional country where the mutual annihilation is a thing that deters. I think they'd sacrifice their own people if they had a nuke to use it.
See, that's coming from the that's coming from the same people who told you that Saddam Hussein has weapons of mass destruction.
No.
When's the last time you were in Iran?
I didn't see any of them.
When is the last time you were in Tehran, walking around, talking to people, getting a feel for the place?
Yesterday.
Yeah, I flew over it. I saw down.
Flew over it. You looked down. What were you going to say?
Check Slack. There's a 5-minute old post from Trump saying that there will be peace in 24 hours.
Hold on. Okay, hold on. This could be good, Greg. You could be right.
I
All right, hold on.
For all the
I wanna-
criticisms against Trump, I just don't think that he really is that into war. I hate that.
No, I don't
Like,
think
that guy
he.
needs to
No,
stop.
I don't think he's into war. I don't think he's into war. But I think that the problem is that he does not. He's not driven by a set of principles, and therefore, whoever is the most influential. The question, Greg, is if he says that Tulsi, he doesn't believe Tulsi when she was in front of Congress representing all of the intelligence agencies saying that they weren't close to getting a nuclear weapon. The question is, what intelligence was he getting? What intelligence outside of our 9,322 different intelligence agencies was he getting the intelligence from? Israel, Western Europe, Australia, like where was?
Well, we'll never know, right?
Right.
That's never really gonna be revealed. But a stop clock is right twice a day.
Hey,
so
I've already used that one today. So a stop clock is used as a metaphor at least twice a day on the von Hessler doctrine.
At some point, while I agree with you, the intelligence agencies run wild. Some things they could be right about.
But but the intelligence agencies are saying that they weren't close to having a weapon, so a bomb. But anyway, this is Trump's. This
We'll
is
never
long.
know.
This is long. But Trump announces ceasefire between Israel and Iran. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing on TV. Didn't they just bomb each other?
They're in the process of doing it right now.
Okay, so hopefully this is just after the. I don't know.
He addresses it in this verbose.
Okay, this is a long. Congratulations to everyone, all caps. Then it starts in normal. It has been fully agreed by and between Israel and Iran that there will be a complete and total ceasefire approximately 6 hours from now, when Israel and Iran have wound down and completed their in-progress final missions. For 12 hours. Oh, for 12 hours. So there'll be a ceasefire for 12 hours, at which point the war will be considered
ended.
6 hours from now, is he saying that altogether that'll be the end of the 12 hours? Okay, at which point the war will be considered, all caps, ended. Officially, Iran will start the ceasefire, and upon the 12th hour, Israel will start the ceasefire. And upon the all of a sudden he's getting biblical. And upon the 24th hour, an official end to the 12-day war will be saluted by the world. Not the entire world standing up and going.
Even Madagascar.
ChatGPT helped him write it.
Even Madagascar. Do they have anyone to salute it?
Well, I think they will.
During each ceasefire, the other side will remain peaceful and respectful, on the assumption that everything works as it should, which it will.
That was optimism.
Okay.
I would like to congratulate both countries, Israel and Iran, on having the stamina, courage, and intelligence to end what should be called the 12-day war, all caps. This is a war that could have gone on for years and destroyed the entire Middle East, but it didn't and never will. God bless Israel. God bless Iran. God bless the Middle East. God bless the United States of America. And, all caps, God bless the world. And it is signed Donald J. Trump, and in case you didn't know which office, President of the United States of America.
I wasn't sure, but
Thank you for your attention in this matter. That's how he's been ending
Yes.
these lately.
Hey, look, if it all plays out that way, no one will be happier than me. But we've heard about ceasefires in Ukraine that don't quite stick.
I think Iran will probably break it tomorrow, and then we can go back in.
Lindsey Graham. It's going to be a sad.
You got 6 hours there, Lindsey.
Jeffrey's batteries ran out. I got to charge him.
Jeffrey, your sex doll?
Yeah,
The
Jeff
battery?
the jackhammer. His battery's not working.
Victoria Newland, how are your batteries doing? Hearing that the war could be ending pretty soon. Oh no. The good times are ending.
Well, at least I had 12 days of fun.
You and Jeffrey the jackhammer?
Yeah, that's right.
Wasn't the operation called Operation Jackhammer?
Midnight Hammer.
Midnight Hammer. That's what
Yeah.
names these
At the
operations.
midnight hammer.
That seems like a Pete Hegseth kind of name right there.
Midnight Hammer.
You ever watch Mike Hammer? That was a good show.
That was he? He was a detective of some
Stacy
kind.
Keach.
That's right.
And had that mustache cover up his lip.
Oh boy, that was a sexy mustache.
Yes, it
yeah.
was.
Oh yeah. Does your sex robot have a mustache?
It
or
does.
something? Oh good. I mean, you can
It's
shave
Real thick one.
interchangeable.
Yeah, you can change it. Sometimes it's blonde, sometimes it's red, sometimes it's brunette.
Sometimes it's curled.
Yeah, like an old.
Handlebar.
I shave his head, and he looks like one of them old barbell guys from 1800. That leopard onesie.
Sometimes you just project John McCain's face on it.
No, I have a mask I put on. But I face the other way.
Put him in ladybug print underwear.
All right. Well, listen, if it all ended today and that would be it, and we had peace from now on,
12-day war,
I would be happy. I would not be unhappy if that was the truth. So I have my fingers crossed that this isn't yet one more hyperbolic nonsense post from, what does he do for a living
I think
again?
he believes it when he posts it, so
Yeah.
I don't know if it's hyperbolic.
Well,
At
I
least
think
in Trump's
he
mind.
certainly, but the hyperbolic part is that it's going to last forever and it's the
Yeah,
end and
I
everything.
know.
That's the part. I'm sure the timeline has been agreed to. We'll just see if it's done.
God bless the world.
God bless Antarctica. God bless,
The United States.
but not Canada.
Oh,
And
maybe
the
that one little
aliens.
island
And the
where you,
aliens.
like,
What?
they'll kill you if you show up to.
Oh,
a
yeah, that
shores.
place.
Oh, yeah,
They're
yeah.
not included.
No, God bless that
No,
island.
not even them?
No, God bless that island where they
Yeah.
where they cannibalize you if you try to take a picture. Alex Williams is checking the ride around 285.
Starting to improve on the most of the perimeter, Eric, but we are still seeing some brake lights, 285 east and southbound, starting in Dorville from Peachtree Boulevard, exit 31, as you try to make your way past Chamblee-Tucker Road, heading down through the Tucker region, 285 east and northbound, the outer loop into Cav. It's in recovery mode from Boulder Crest Road, getting up past I-20 where we had earlier trouble clear. If you're trying to make your way past I-75 in the Truist Park region, heading 285 westbound, it's sluggish there, starting before the Chattahoochee River as you make your way down to where an earlier crash also cleared right around Paces Ferry Road, exit number 18, 285 northbound, the inner loop. It's still packed in with a little bit of volume from Highway 166, Langford Parkway. A lot of that merging madness trying to get on I-20, the West Freeway. Checking the ride through the heart of the city and downtown, it's Andrew Seco.
Watching a stall block that HOV lane 75 south right before you merge onto 85 north, exit 251. Just a quick tap of the brakes here. Heading south from here to the downtown connector. Still sitting in brake lights all the way down to I-20, exit 247 from 75, 85 northbound. Starting to recover, but the brake lights still catching you at Langford Parkway, exit 243. The sports sponsored by the 2025 FIFA Club World Cup. The 2025 FIFA Club World Cup is coming to Atlanta. Get ready for a global soccer showdown at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Don't just watch history, be there. Get tickets at FIFA.com/tickets. From the Corey Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
You're by the pool.
You're relaxing.
You're sipping a drink.
Someone brings you a towel.
Adjust the umbrella.
Sound like a fantasy?
It's not if you win $1,000 from WSB.
$1,000 Thursdays begins this Thursday.
Listen for the keyword at 9, 10, and 11 a.m. and 12, 1, 2, and 3 p.m.
Enter the keyword at WSBRadio.com or the WSB app within that hour, and you could win $1,000. Get all the info at WSBRadio.com.
$1,000 Thursdays
from 95.5 WSB.
where Atlanta wins.
Only inches separate you from the heavy rain trying to infiltrate your home. Dave Baker for Findlay Roofing, the roof guys. If your old roof is leaking, think of Findlay first. They're the extra effort experts, making sure you have a remarkable roof replacement experience. Water inside? Worried about recent heavy rains causing damage? You'll always win with Findlay. Schedule a free roof analysis. No obligation, no charge. FindlayRoofing.com.
Buying a car shouldn't be a mystery. Hi, I'm Stacey Ellis, Vice President of the Jim Ellis Automotive Group. At Jim Ellis, we believe in complete transparency because you deserve to know exactly what you're getting. That's why we show you all the numbers, no hidden fees, no surprises. We explain every option clearly so you can make the right decision with confidence. And if you ever have questions, we have answers. Our team is here to guide you, making sure you're informed and in control every step of the way. At Jim Ellis Automotive, we don't want to sell you just any car. We want to help you buy the right car because doing the right thing for you is what matters most to us. Experience car buying the way it should be, honest, straightforward, and built around you. And don't forget, Jim Ellis buys cars too. It's the safe and easy way to get maximum value for your car. To get started, visit one of our 21 convenient locations across Metro Atlanta or shop online at jimellis.com. The quick, easy, and convenient way to search and compare more than 5,500 cars, trucks, and SUVs. Jim Ellis Automotive, where you can always expect the best.
The guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate's the easiest way to sell your home. You can save time, make the most money, and eliminate all the hassle this summer. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
Protect your liver and give it the support that it deserves by making Active Liver from New Nordic part of your daily wellness routine. Find Active Liver in stores at your local CVS, Meijer Grocery, or online at Amazon or newnordicusa.com.
On the assumption that everything works as it should, which it will.
It always does.
Beautifully hidden.
It seems to. It seems to.
Just like when we had that agreement with them to not create nuclear weapons, and then they took a
Right.
pallet of cash. And
Yeah.
they stopped. They just stopped.
Well, it just depends on who you're talking to. They did, the Ayatollah, I don't know, I'm not Islamist, so I don't know how whether these things can be broken or not, but apparently the Ayatollah put a fatwa on building nuclear weapons back in 2003. And doesn't that mean like
you'll be put to death if you do?
Yeah, that's not something that was really reported here much. And yes, they have enriched some uranium up to 60%. Was that to have leverage during talks? I don't know. Was it to actually make a nuclear weapon? You
What
have
do
to
they
wonder.
want?
Yeah, well, hold on.
Sanctions lifted?
But you have to wonder. Yes. What you have to wonder about is what the rest of the world looks at. The rest of the world looks at it and goes, well, they don't bomb North Korea.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like this. At some point, it makes the rest of the world go, we need to get a nuke. That's really the only way you can make sure that America doesn't bomb you because they don't like you or don't like what you're doing or don't like your plans. Don't get me wrong. Iran is nefarious, like all countries. Is Putin up to something? Hell yeah. But so are we. Like all countries, F with other countries.
I think the world looks at the just the random capitalizations in this Truth Social. I mean, there's some things are capitalized that
I know.
shouldn't be. Some things are fully like caps.
Well, every once in a while, he just feels it. Ceasefire! all caps.
But then, like, stamina, courage, and intelligence are capitalized when they don't need to be capitalized.
Well, no, he's not doing it out of grammar.
He's the president.
It's never grammatically correct to have all caps in a sentence, right? Autumn, you're a grammarologist. Is it ever correct to have all caps in anything grammatically? I don't think it ever is.
But what I'm saying,
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I guess
What-
like in this context when it's just sort of for emphasis, then yeah, but
Yeah,
I'm a deal maker, not a word guy.
With
He's
stamina,
typing this in the middle of a meeting when other people are trying to
Yeah.
talk to him about something.
when
Shut up, I'm posting.
When you look at stamina, courage, and intelligence, though, he only capitalizes the first letter of them, and they shouldn't
Yeah.
be capitalized there at
yeah,
all.
I'm saying is why are you
they're
looking for
proper nouns.
grammar? I'm telling you, there's no any.
STA, is that what it is?
Anytime you do all caps, you are now rogue as far as grammar goes. I don't know of any time where it's supposed to be there. Not even the title of books.
Acronym. An acronym.
An acronym, but that's not a word.
Well, sometimes they make them words.
That's true. All right, I'll give you the acronym.
Thank you.
You win with the acronym. By the way, I was talking about the heat because I think I was pushing you toward the first story. If my producer told you which story to be
He
first.
did. He told me.
Okay, I don't know.
If you take a
Oh,
cold
so-
shower on a hot day, you're an idiot. Don't do it because your body, when it gets really
You're
hot,
an idiot.
Is that what the,
that
is that what the headline says?
Is that your scientific conclusion, Greg?
Yes.
You take a shower on a hot
study
day.
finds that's their scientific
Yes.
conclusion that you're an idiot because when you're hot, your body goes into sweating and it opens up the capillaries and the blood vessels to radiate heat. And if you take a cold shower, you trick your body into thinking that it no longer needs to do that. So the blood vessels close up, and then that means the heat's trapped inside and your organs could die.
And yeah, eventually you
And you
explode.
don't want your organs to die.
Yeah, no, you don't, Dr. Joe. You
Take
don't
a
want-
hot shower. Make it even hotter than it is outside.
Take a sun shower.
Yeah, shower with the sun.
Make sure to buy his vitamins.
Hey, they're very good.
I got heat vitamins that'll help you when it's hot.
I'm taking a couple of the Dr. Joe vitamins every day.
Did you
I'm
take the
feeling pretty damn
Vitality?
good.
Did you take the new ones? The one that'll make you feel like a man.
No, I don't not
Did you
feel
get
like
off,
a.
Did you get results right in the office?
No, I don't.
I'm not that kind of doctor.
I'm not at the position. I'm not that far in my life where I don't feel as if I'm a man.
Do you feel weird when you take those supplements looking at his face?
No, he took his
Put
face
me in
off.
your
now.
I'll make you feel like a man.
He thankfully took his face off the jar because that was a bit disconcerting. Alex Williams says there's trouble on 75 southbound into Midtown.
And thanks to our hero units, that trouble is now on the right shoulder. They held all lanes for a few minutes. 75 southbound, right there at the ramps to 17th Street and to I-85 northbound. Got this trouble off to the right. So all lanes are back open there, but it's still a slow ride into downtown, mostly on 85 southbound, starting back at Georgia 400. You're on and off that brake pedal trying to get down to North Avenue, with northbound delays starting to slowly improve, but we are still seeing some volume. 75, 85 North University Avenue up past Freedom Parkway. And some better news for those traveling I-75 northbound in Stockbridge, Andrew Seco.
Nice sigh of relief through here, Alex, where big crashes off to the right. All lanes back open. 75 northbound at Hudson Bridge Road. That's exit 224. Do you still have some leftover brake lights in the area, mixing with some volume? Still slow back towards Bill Gardner Parkway, so pack your patience on your way up to Stockbridge. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage on any age, system, make, or model. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
This is Jonathan Geller at D. Geller & Son Jewelers, Atlanta's engagement ring and wedding band destination since 1939. Why? Hand-picked diamonds that just shine brighter at a value that can't be beat. An unbelievable selection of engagement rings and wedding bands. And because we've been jewelers for generations, we can bring your dream ring to life with full custom abilities. So when it's time for the next chapter, come see Atlanta's most trusted jeweler since 1939, D. Geller & Son, in Kennesaw and Sandy Springs, and online at dgeller.com.
Hi, this is Candace from Exovations, and have I got a tip for you. But today, instead of giving you a home remodeling tip, my tip is don't just take my word for it. For over 20 years, you've heard me on the radio sharing remodeling advice. But if you really want to know what sets Exovations apart, go read our reviews. At exovations.com, you'll find hundreds of real stories from real homeowners who have trusted us with their exterior remodeling projects. From decks, siding, windows, doors, paint, roofing, porticos, and so much more. You'll see words like amazing work, incredible experience from start to finish, and again, stress-free. That's not just what we say, it's what our customers say. So yes, I'm Candace from Exovations, but don't just listen to me. Listen to our reviews. At Exovations, we do projects on time, on budget, and without all that stress. Google Exovations or visit EXOVATIONS.com.
Are the effects of diabetes, prostate cancer, hypertension, or high cholesterol robbing you of your ability to perform in the bedroom? Choice Men's Health can help you eliminate ED and get your bedroom performance back in just one visit. Choice Men's Health offers breakthrough treatments for ED and performance issues in the bedroom to help you regain your confidence and give you back the intimacy with your partner. Call Choice Men's Health right now to make an appointment and find out how you can eliminate ED on the first visit. Popular name brand pills like Viagra and Cialis don't work for everyone and can have serious side effects. Choice Men's Health custom medications work immediately, even if you have a medical history or think you're too old to perform like you used to. Choice Men's Health can help you have a fulfilling sex life again. Call Choice Men's Health today at 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170. Once again, that's 404-400-1170.
The guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate's the easiest way to sell your home. You can save time, make the most money, and eliminate the hassle this summer. Hi, this is Mark Spain, and our offers are the strongest in the industry. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home and skip the hassle of constant cleaning and costly repairs. There's no showings, no open houses, and no stress. Our guaranteed offer keeps you in control. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 6:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News is sponsored by the Lloyd Advisory Group. Our top story, it is breaking news. President Trump says the conflict between Israel and Iran is coming to an end.
President Trump has announced that Israel and Iran have agreed to a complete and total ceasefire. He posted on Truth Social the 12-day war will come to an official end after a gradual ceasefire. He said this is a war that could have gone on for years and destroyed the entire Middle East, but it didn't and never will.
CBS's Stacey Lynn reports the announcement from Trump comes hours after Iran launched missiles at a U.S. military base in Qatar. All of the missiles were intercepted, and there are no casualties. Congressman Mike Quigley, a member of the House Intelligence Committee, reacting moments ago, says news of a ceasefire is encouraging.
We always welcome a ceasefire. There's always room for diplomacy. It's also important to understand how we got here. The hopes is that they continue to move toward a negotiated agreement here.
Now an update on your money and how this is all affecting stocks and oil prices. Oil prices take a tumble today after what's considered Iran's restrained response against the U.S. Stocks go much higher. Investors warn, though, that any more aggression from Iran, Israel, or the U.S. could spook markets again. And on Wall Street today, the Dow gains over 370 points. It is now 91 degrees in Atlanta. Do we get into the hundreds this week? And what about rain chances to give us some relief from the heat? Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards is coming up. New information today on a shooting in Paulding County that killed a 19-year-old man. Sheriff Ashley Henson says a 3-year-old accidentally shot him at a house on Eagles Nest Drive in Hiram.
This individual, the decedent, was asleep, and the 3-year-old happened upon this unsecured weapon. We're still trying to piece together how it took place, but unfortunately got it, was playing with it, messing with it, and it went off, unfortunately fatally killing this young man.
Detectives spoke with several people who were asleep in the home at the time of the shooting. The sheriff's office calls the shooting heartbreaking for everyone involved. Happening now, Atlanta police responding to a stabbing near the MARTA station at the intersection of Peachtree and North Avenue in Midtown. Police say a man was stabbed and taken to the hospital. He was alert, conscious, and breathing at the time. New information today on 2 shootings around Easter weekend in Marietta. Police now confirm the shootings are connected and tied to gang activity.
A teen arrested in one of the shootings has now been linked to the other shooting and charged under the Gang Act. Marietta Police's Chuck McPhillamy says the announcement of the connection should calm the public.
The public has been concerned over these shootings largely because they happen in daylight, just out in the open while individuals were walking.
McPhillamy says a total of 5 people have been arrested in connection with the incident. More charges could be coming. Lisa Nicholas, 95.5 WSB.
Kroger is closing dozens of stores nationwide, including some here in Metro Atlanta. The location on Morosco Way in Atlanta will shut its doors July 19th. The others are on Douglas Road in Alpharetta, Memorial Drive in Decatur, and Buford Highway in Brookhaven. The grocery store chain says it's an effort to streamline operations and enhance efficiency. Kroger is assuring all employees from the closing stores they will be offered jobs at other locations. The ribbon is cut today on the latest segment of the Beltline's West Side Trail.
The completion of the latest segment marks another milestone towards closing the Beltline's loop. Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens says this is the longest continuous stretch of the Beltline, marking a major leap forward for the city and the project.
From here at Lena Street all the way up to Wheeler Street, bringing us nearly 7 miles of continued paved trail from Pittsburgh Yards all the way to Huff Road, y'all.
Officials say this section took 27 months to complete. Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
It's now 6:34 and time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. And triple team traffic begins with Alex Williams.
Still watching some pretty slow traffic on the south side, Bill, on 75 northbound between McDonough and Stockbridge, 75 north on and off the brakes, Highway 155, exit 216, all the way up to where crash cleared in Stockbridge at Hudson Bridge Road, exit 224. Some southbound delays as well, just trying to make your way through Stockbridge, but that improves before you get to Jodico Road. 85 northbound, they cleared up our second crash of the afternoon. Looks to be off to the right now. 85 north between Flat Shoals and I-285. We're watching the ride on I-75 up through Marietta and Kennesaw with the help of Andrew Seco.
Some scattered volume, 75 northbound on and off that brake pedal from Delk Road up towards Chastain Road, exit 271. 400 working well. Got a nice speed limit ride taking you to Alpharetta. And the volume, 85 northbound leaving Chamblee. You're on and off those brakes through Norcross up into Duluth. Heading to Sewanee, another delay spot taking you from Old Peachtree Road up towards 985. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Clear skies this evening, sunset just before 9 o'clock. Temperatures still in the mid to upper 80s at that time, slowly cooling to the mid 70s for tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, partly cloudy, very hot, high 98. The humidity is going to make it feel more like 100 to 105. Wednesday, partly cloudy with an isolated pop-up storm possible, high 97. A few scattered pop-up storms on Thursday, high high 95. Partly cloudy on Friday with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms, high 93.
89 now in Dunwoody, 92 in Noonan, and 91 in Midtown Atlanta. More news at 7 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Summer is peak hosting season, right? Don't let a grimy house keep you from having company over. It's Chris Chandler, and Wise Guys Pro Wash got my place clean and bright and guest ready in just one day. They handled everything, house and deck, driveway, even my dirty roof, and their soft wash kept everything safe. No paint peel, no damage, just clean. If you got people coming over this summer, be sure Wise Guys Pro Wash comes by first. Mention me, Chris Chandler, for $70 off at wiseguysprowash.com. Book now before they fill up.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-2798. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-2798. That's 800-575-2798. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Mega firms send a paralegal. Steelhorse sends a lawyer. SteelhorseLaw.com.
You know, I've had listeners, coworkers, friends come up and ask me, hey, Aram, what makes Advanced Hair Restoration different? Well, allow me to share, along with some details on, get this, their once-a-year summer savings event. First off, Advanced Hair stands by the results, and their before and afters are second to none. With Advanced Hair, your own natural hair guaranteed to grow. Secondly, Advanced Hair combines top-rated physicians with modern technology, creating a concierge quality experience that's hard to find elsewhere. Finally, Advanced Hair's Advanced FUE begins regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. Quick, simple, and easy. Now, if you have a flexible schedule this summer and you've been waiting for the savings special opportunity, it's here, friends. Advanced Hair Summer Savings Event will get you the most hair for your dollar. It's their best offer ever. For details and to schedule your free consultation, call 770-660-HAIR. One-day treatment, life-changing results. Your new hair guaranteed to grow. 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
All right. While we wait for the lasting world peace that Donald Trump has just posted about on Truth Social,
and we will.
Well, we'll turn to Greg Russ with maybe he has another story from Studio B1. Maybe he just has a story he'd like to tell us, like around the campfire. It doesn't matter. This is his moment.
Official.
Yeah.
Streaming is now the king of TV.
Yeah, I saw this. I saw this article.
This past month. More Americans watch television on streaming than on cable and network television combined.
Mostly YouTube.
Yes.
I believe. But, yeah, I think it's something. It's like the surprise about that one is like when a celebrity dies and you think, oh, I thought that person was already dead. Like seeing this story is like, oh, now it's official that most television is being watched through streaming. I would have thought that happened 2 years ago, but I guess
it's the first time it's happened over a full month. I agree with you. I saw the headline. I thought this hasn't happened already.
Yeah.
But there's been periods of it, but now this is the first extended period.
I don't know anything that's on regular TV if it's not a live event, usually the NFL, or I will know that shows are out there because of the NFL, because they'll run in commercials during NFL. Like I know that there was that Cat Cafe thing for a while, but that's gone now, right?
Becker was on for seeming like 10 years, and I never watched an episode and only knew it existed from football.
Best one is Blue Bloods.
Yeah, Blue Bloods,
I think it was on
too.
for like 30 years. I never saw a second of it.
Don't forget Love Island this summer. Love Island's huge on CBS.
Is Love Island huge?
Huge.
Yeah, but people are streaming that as well.
They stream it, though.
Yeah, they definitely
stream
it.
So it's not the thing.
My parents still have cable, and it's because my dad is only familiar with using cable.
He just doesn't know how to do it. Like he couldn't even.
He doesn't know how to. He doesn't understand that there are apps instead of like channels. So
you couldn't roll them into something like YouTube TV. That kind of once you're inside, it kind of feels like cable.
Does
A
it?
little bit, yeah.
I could track.
Kind of
I'm sure they pay like $230 a month for.
Yeah,
for
yeah. They'll get that down.
Cable.
They'll get that down to $225 with YouTube
Yeah.
TV. It'll be a great. It'll be a great deal.
Well, that was
I
the
don't
great
even-
thing. YouTube
yeah.
TV came out in what? It was $40, maybe cheaper.
Yeah.
Such a
And
good deal.
like everything else over time, it's just as expensive. And you
Yeah,
don't
no,
get
the
the
more
History
I
Channel.
looked down the last time, I think it was like it's like 135 now. It started the first one I think was like $69. Plus, by the way, for the cable, the cord cutters, you have to have the internet first.
Exactly, in order to be able
what
to
that
stream,
costs,
yeah.
right? So you're already $60-$70 in
Oh, just get
before you
Starlink.
start. Huh?
Just get Starlink.
Was that free, Elon?
No, but I mean, so you don't have to pay the cable company, is what I'm saying. And you can stream
Oh,
all you
pay
want.
you. Okay,
Pay
gotcha.
Well, I'm not a cable company. I'm,
You're just a genius.
rockets.
Just a mad genius.
Stable, mad genius.
He's
That's
quiet
right.
these days.
Well, he's been, he went after he poked the bear. And so after you poke the bear, just like MTG poked the bear, and now she's pulling back.
The Ayatollah's on the Epstein's list.
Now you're turning it. Oh, I see. Okay, getting on his good side. Getting on his
He's
good side.
very good looking, very happy.
He was the only man who could bring everyone together in the world, Epstein.
Yeah, I guess. Well, not everyone. Most people kind of shy away from what was actually going on in that. But
I agree. I'm not condoning it either.
Yeah.
I'm saying
I feel
Ayatollah
bad.
Was there, Trump was there. Everyone.
I was never on the
on
island.
the same island.
Nope, never on the island.
You're never on the island?
Never on the island.
Okay,
I don't
that's-
like the guy. When I found out about him, I kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. It's documented, so look it up.
What year did that happen?
A long time ago.
Yeah, because he'd already done some time.
No, this is
in the 2000s. So
yeah,
this is
around
before that.
then.
This is before then. I had no idea. All right.
I heard with
yes.
the Apprentice that Trump didn't actually like to fire people in person, so they would record that without people in the room, and then they would just edit it together.
Possible. It's possible.
Maybe that's why I didn't get the Emmy.
You never got an Emmy.
Never got an Emmy.
That's what this is all about, isn't it?
Well, now I
the
want
bombs,
the Nobel Peace
the
Prize.
whole. Okay.
Oh, you want to put on the greatest TV show ever. That's what it is.
Well, I should get it.
So, is that what this is all about? Now you want the Nobel Peace Prize?
They gave it to Obama. He just.
That's how he's going to get it. I told
want
you.
it. I want it. Give
He's
it to me.
brokered the deal with Putin. He's like, we're gonna act like we're negotiating. We've already got this planned out. We're gonna end the war in Ukraine. You get the land you want. You leave me alone so I can do my stuff in Iran and the Middle East. And Saudi Arabia clearly wants something, giving us all this money.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be so much peace. So much peace. He's
You're gonna get
that
sick of
Nobel
it.
You're gonna get
Peace
sick of
Prize.
all this peace.
All the peace.
You're gonna be sick. We have a war every once in a while.
Sure.
All those people with the Emmys, jokes. Now
That's
let's get
right.
The Nobel
They don't
Peace
have.
Prize.
They don't have a Nobel. Let me tell you something. Donald J. Trump could scientifically end war forever, like through some sort of algorithm that he invented in the middle of the night that would end all war for all time. He would still not get a Nobel Peace
Right.
Prize. That is never. He could, as he once said, he could end cancer single-handedly, and he would never get a Nobel Prize. There is no way in hell. I don't care if world peace breaks out for the next 1,000 years due to his
Then
policies.
it means nothing, right? Then the prize means nothing.
Of course
at
it
this point.
means nothing.
They've devalued it to the point. Where
Yeah.
it's like, okay.
Of course it means nothing.
We
It's,
could
it's like,
create our own.
oh, a
then
Trump.
not give it
The
to me.
Trumpy.
Oh, the Trump.
Yeah, the Trump branded.
Right, the Trumpy.
Yeah, you get a Trumpy.
Yeah, like with the like the smartphone.
Right.
Start our own.
What a piece of junk that is.
He said something like that, or his son said it was going to be a brand new cell network. It's like,
Yeah.
yes, it works off of the networks that are out
It's
there.
T-Mobile. I'm
Yeah.
almost positive it's T-Mobile.
Well, I think
Trump Mobile.
you can do if it has the SIM card thing. I think you can do most. There's some question as to whichever Android phone that's manufactured in China that they ripped off for this, as to whether or not it actually has a SIM card. But now you don't need SIM cards anymore, right? There's eSIM.
no, it's all in the
cards.
cloud. I
Yeah.
mean, you can just mirror your phone in the cloud,
Right.
and then when you get a new phone, they just put it on. They have the mirror image of it and put it
I
on the
don't
new
understand it, and I don't like it.
McCloud, remember that show?
Oh, what a great show!
Loved it. Dennis Weaver.
Dennis Weaver was.
McCloud.
Was that the one where he was riding a horse down New York City?
And he shined a flashlight.
Or was that
at you.
McMillan and wife?
I don't know, one of the
No,
other.
the flashlight was at the beginning. It was different shows. The flashlight was the beginning of all of them because that was the CBS Sunday
I
Mysteries.
thought that was Dennis Weaver.
No. And then the show would either be Columbo, the Snoop sisters, McMillan and wife,
So they just
or
would
McLeod.
surprise you, and then you.
Well, you'd know. There was running
you
in the
had the
running
TV
order.
guy.
So you'd know, oh, Alice Cooper's on the Snoop sisters this week.
Oh, he was?
And yes, he was. And he was the leader of some sort of weird cult. Can you believe that? And Helen Hayes went there to see Alice. It's on YouTube.
I gotta find
Helen
this.
Hayes sits and watches Alice Cooper sing, and then she questions him about this occult thing. And I believe he's exonerated. I don't think he is the person that the Snoop sisters. And I don't know who the other sister was. One of them was Helen Hayes, who, by the way, was considered the greatest actress in Broadway history at the time.
Yeah, like Patti LuPone.
Now, yeah. So
Snoop sister says that Snoop Dogg's mom is one of them.
Yes. Well, they both were. It's a very kind of different thing for the 1970s.
Gotcha.
But there was a donor, and I don't know how it all worked out. Alex Williams says conditions are improving through downtown.
Yeah, we like to see this on a Monday evening, Eric. 85 southbound now not slowing to well south of Georgia 400, approaching the exit to 75 north and 17th Street, with that volume continuing 75, 85 southbound down to around Cortlandt Street, then looking much better to I-20 northbound at just moderate volume now, 75, 85 north, University Avenue getting up past Freedom Parkway. Still watching some brake lights, though, on I-75 south of the city, Andrew Seco.
That we are. We had a crash that cleared. All lanes are back open. 75 northbound is at Hudson Bridge Road, exit 224. Brake lights are really tough as you're leaving Locust Grove. Just north of Bill Gardner Parkway, you're jammed all the way up towards Hudson Bridge. Southbound, a little bit of a stoppage point here. Going to pour through the jam cam, see what's blocking you in the same spot heading south. This sport's sponsored by Whole Foods Market. Fire up grill season at Whole Foods Market through July 15th. Save on sizzle-ready proteins like 25% off shrimp with Prime. From the Cool Lake Area Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
When news breaks,
Iran's nuclear ambitions have been obliterated, showing the world that American deterrence is back.
We've got it covered.
Another thing to be concerned about, of course, are our Navy ships.
With news at the top and bottom of every hour, and when it breaks.
Tune in often for the latest.
I want to thank and congratulate Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu. We worked as a team like perhaps no team has ever worked before.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's breaking news station.
Belinda Skelton here for Atlanta Vision Institute, and I have Stephanie with me. She's a patient of Dr. Ashraf, and Stephanie recently had the laser optics procedure. Stephanie, why did you have the laser optics procedure?
I wanted to be able to not ever use reading glasses again because I got tired of pulling my phone out of my purse when I forgot them to blow things up, and I just wanted to see.
And how was life after laser optics procedure at Atlanta Vision Institute?
Incredible. I could read the bottom of a nail polish bottle. I don't need my readers, never used them since I've had my laser optics procedure. It's been amazing.
What would you say to people who are on the fence about having the procedure?
Do you want to see?
That says it all, folks. Folks, if you want to see like Stephanie, go to 2020atlanta.com. That's 2020atlanta.com.
Hi, this is Candace from Exovations, and have I got a tip for you. But today, instead of giving you a home remodeling tip, my tip is don't just take my word for it. For over 20 years, you've heard me on the radio sharing remodeling advice. But if you really want to know what sets Exovations apart, go read our reviews. At Exovations.com, you'll find hundreds of real stories from real homeowners who have trusted us with their exterior remodeling projects. From decks, siding, windows, doors, paint, roofing, porticos, and so much more. You'll see words like amazing work, incredible experience from start to finish, and again, stress-free. That's not just what we say, it's what our customers say. So yes, I'm Candace from Exovations, but don't just listen to me. Listen to our reviews. At Exovations, we do projects on time, on budget, and without all that stress. Google Exovations or visit EXOVATIONS.com.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
Americans love using their credit cards, the most secure and hassle-free way to pay. But D.C. politicians want to change that with the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill. This bill lets corporate megastores pick how your credit card is processed, allowing them to use untested payment networks that jeopardize your data security and rewards. Corporate megastores will make more money, and you pay the price. Tell Congress to guard your card, because Americans lose when politicians choose. Learn more at guardyourcard.com. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
Oh, popsicle drips, muddy shoes, and summertime messes. Don't let them take over your home. Call Zerorez Carpet and Air Duct Cleaning. Zerorez uses their ZR water technology, no dirt-attracting soaps, no harsh chemicals, just a truly clean, healthy home. Right now, take advantage of their summer sale. Get 15% off all services. That is carpets, air ducts, rugs, tile, and more, all 15% off. Just mention Chris Chandler or book now at ZeroRezAtlanta.com, and yeah, they do commercial cleaning too. Zerorez, all they leave is clean.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. If you're over 50 and tired of your wireless bill getting higher and higher, there are 4 things to consider. 1, how much data are you really using? As we get older, we use less data on our wireless phone, but you're probably still paying for an unlimited plan that was designed for 20-somethings. 2, if you see "Get a phone on us," get your sneakers out and run the other way. No one is giving you a free phone. You are paying for that phone over time with an overpriced rate plan and a long-term commitment. 3, check the fine print on that $15 a month plan. It's probably an intro price that'll double or triple later. You might even have to pay for several months of service up front. Number 4, be aware of cable company wireless plans. Most of your usage will be on Wi-Fi instead of 5G, and your calls and battery life could suffer. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get the same fast, reliable nationwide service without the big wireless bill. Our plans start at just $20 a month.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
You know, it's interesting. I don't know if it's really interesting. It's interesting to me that that new COVID strain, supposedly at one point it feels like razor blades in your throat.
You get razor blade throat, exactly.
Well, the only time that ever happened to me was, remember a couple of years ago, I went up for a Buffalo Bills game, and then I didn't end up coming back for a week because I just got sick as hell. And that's exactly what it felt like. But I tested myself 3 times that week for COVID and said I didn't have COVID. Now, was it possible? Because that's the only time in my life I ever swallowed and felt razor blades. Was that time? Was I at the tip of the spear?
You're patient zero.
Was I patient zero? For
you created the strain.
I created
You did it. You
Sir,
sure did.
I breathed it in.
NB.1.8-1.
Yep.
-EV.
Yeah.
The Von variant.
Yes.
Well, I apologize, ladies and
That is
gentlemen.
so dumb. The fact that this is some new thing. People have had terrible sore throats before. This is not new.
Well, I know, but they're saying that this one is the sore throat is worse with this variant, which is possible. Although the variant overall is not worse. Like you don't get sicker and sicker and sicker because it's the way viruses worked. This is what they didn't tell you a few years ago. It's how viruses work. They spread quicker if they don't kill everybody. You understand
The
how
smart
that works?
ones, at least.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Ebola's a dumb one.
Ebola's a dumb one. Everybody's dead before anybody can get to the next village and pass it on.
Get your stuff together, Ebola. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ebola's like, go kill somebody
No,
else.
I'm glad it
Does
doesn't
this
have it
still
together.
work?
No, I'm glad it doesn't have it together as well. My point is, no medical or scientific official didn't know that was going to happen in the beginning. And when they acted like, whoa, it's got variants, that is ridiculous. This is how viruses stick around. Okay, we can't kill everybody. We'll ratchet it down a little bit, and we'll become more people will get it, less people will die.
We
That's
just
kind
like
of-
crashing economies.
That's what it is. That was their biggest moment.
Yep.
Well, the virus that crashed the entire economy of the world. They're probably still partying, celebrating that.
sure
they
they
haven't, And it's like, hey, we got to get back to work. Toss some razor blades in. We're still partying.
Wait until there's another Republican running for president.
We'll do it.
Is that COVID's voice?
That's
I
it.
don't
That's
know, yeah.
that's.
Yeah, how you doing? I'm COVID.
That's Carl COVID right there.
Carl, I just go by CC.
Bird flu gets so jealous.
Screw
So
bird
jealous.
flu. They got nothing on
They
me.
almost had a moment. Listen to it. Listen to the bird flu over there.
Uh-huh.
Sounds like a hack.
I
Razor
was
blade
around way
beak.
before you.
Yeah. Let's kill all the ducks and make farmers go out of business.
I was on Team SARS, but it never did anything.
SARS.
Well, that's what COVID has in it.
Oh,
Yeah.
mad cow disease.
Yeah, actually, COVID is from the SARS, I believe.
They mixed them up together in a lab and
That's
said,
what I
"Here you
heard.
go."
That's what I heard. Some guy who looks like the professor from Back to the Future.
Doc Brown?
Yeah, Doc.
Marty,
Brown.
I found a disease.
Come on, Doc.
Did I share my own conspiracy theories? Sometimes I'll come up with my own conspiracy theories. I'm very proud of myself.
Somebody has to start them. You should share yours.
Well, I mean, I just like the one. 'cause
You're
I
an
was-
influencer,
I was
Eric.
if. Oh, there's the music stopping me. I'll have to share my
No, share it.
potential. I'm saying if it was made in a lab, I'm not saying it is. It was. But if it was, remember at the very beginning they were telling us to wipe off all of our Amazon packages and stuff? Well, viruses don't usually live outside the body for very long. Like the HIV, for instance, like less than 2 seconds in the open air, it's dead, it's gone. So it's like, it makes me wonder, like, if they did create it, were they worried about it having the power to sticking to packages, and they just kind of threw that out there just to make sure? Or
wiping down grocery bags, too?
I have to say, I was never that dumb.
What about the air and the plastic that they put into those boxes for padding?
It never ends.
What about those weird seeds people were getting from China?
I think that's where it all started.
Me too.
That's my official... Because that's who we blame these days, right? China.
Yeah.
Iran, they couldn't have done it. They're not strong enough. They don't have. All right. That music's telling us two things. Shut the hell up and get the hell out. And you know us. We do what we're told. We're good citizens like that. Shelley Winter's up next. He's got a great radio show for you, as usual. We'll be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. You're all invited to join us. But until then, continue on your journey.